there's a very low percentage of this that is smiles and glory holes.
This is absolutely lit. This is lit.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Dark Times with Dark Match Steve. We are in especially dark times right now. Welcome to them. Welcome. Get comfortable with these very, very dark times, because I don't think it's lighting it up very soon. Welcome, lovers. Come on, get into the chat. Where are we at tonight? Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Wherever you're at, get in the chat. I got you all in one place. Actually, I do have if you're on Twitter, jump in the chat. But I think I figured out what it is, what the thing is with Twitter. I think there's some kind of we've talked about this, that I'll have like hundreds of people watching on Twitter, and I don't see them in my chat. And I'm actually pretty sure that is because they don't follow me on Twitter. I think whenever I see people in my chat on Twitter, it's people that I'm familiar with that actually follow me on Twitter. I think my show comes recommended. You know, people scroll past it and maybe stop and watch for a minute, and they don't not subscribe. But on Twitter, they follow, but they don't. And if they get in the chat and they're not following, I don't think it comes up. It's not my fault. It's StreamYard. For some reason, this is how the software is, and I'm paying for it, and we still got hiccups like that going on. I have no idea what the problem is, but I'll pull up Twitter actually on my phone and see, because if I have to, I can just shout you out and or pull you guys up on another tab or something. We'll figure it out. But wherever you're at, get in the chat. If you are on Twitter, if you're watching me on Twitter, hit the follow and then get in the chat, because I think that makes it to where I can see you. So yeah, I don't know. But tonight we are going to take a look at, and I don't think it's that long, so we're not going to be on super late. Guys, last night my goddamn stream was almost 4.5 hours. I almost did 4.5 hours. Never got up to take a piss. Never got up to play with my cat, which I should have, because he was at my door. He was crying last night, and I ignored him. I was balls deep in debunking the FBI. Not a time to go let the cat out. So yeah, last night's stream was nuts. We're not going that late tonight. Can't do it. So yeah, let me get to the chat, say hello to everybody, then we'll get started here. Yeah, so we're going to take a look at, the Destiny and Andrew Wilson, Jack Posobiec or whatever, and Anna Kasparian, isn't that her name? Kasparian, I don't know. The bitch from the Young Turks. They had an argument on Piers Morgan. Bubba did play a clip from that today. I guess everybody is shocked by how Destiny is so cold-hearted. Destiny's making these radical statements about how he won't call for peace or whatever, because he says Donald Trump has to do it first. You know, it was really funny. When I got home from work and I was eating earlier today, I saw Destiny went live, and I click on his stream. I'll be with you in the chat in a minute, guys. Hold on a second. All right, I have the chat pulled up. Let me get you guys up on the screen. Actually, it's going to cover up my parody award back here, but that's okay. This thing back here, this says 2022 Parody Artist of the Year. Just going to let you know, because the chat's about to cover it. Here it comes. Oh, God, here you come, chat. You're about to cover up my only accomplishment back there, is graduating high school without offing myself, and the 2022 Parody Artist of the Year award. You guys are about to cover all that up. Guys, that's all I've earned in life. That's all I have back there. Look at it. Okay. What the fuck was I getting at? Oh, yeah, but Destiny. He's a wild one. No, so he was live earlier today. He might even still be live now. I have no idea. But anyway, I click on his stream. I'm watching the chat, and he's talking about whatever. Everyone, half the people and over half are like agreeing with him, like, oh yeah, fuck these conservatives. We're not gonna call for peace now. That's so cucked. We're not doing it. And Destiny is basically reiterating all of his viral clips that are going around right now. He basically was reiterating that. And I put in the chat, I swear to God, so I popped in for just a minute. I don't watch him live often at all. I see clips of him and videos and whatever, and I break them down on here sometimes. But the one day I'm watching Destiny live just for shits and giggles to see how he's handling all the pressure of people reacting to him, reacting to Charlie Kirk. I click on, I'm watching, and he's talking all this shit. And so I put in the chat, he's saying until Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans, until they call for peace, I'm not doing it. And I put in the chat, I put Destiny, be the change you want to see. And he read it out loud and responded to it. It was so funny because I was watching for like a minute and a half, not even. I click on the video and I'm just like, wonder what he's doing. I'm just watching the chat, reading the chat, and he's talking shit, playing some video with somebody else and talking to the chat. And I just put in there, I was like, be the change you want to see in the world. And he's like, Destiny, be the change you want to see. Well, I don't even remember what his response was, but he was like, well, yeah, I want Donald Trump to call for peace so that I can call for peace. Yeah, I want to be the change. He basically like brushed it off. So anyway, let me go to the chat, say hello to everybody. We'll get started here. Truth is unbreakable. First in the chat. I don't know what we got to figure out a new award for first in the chat. I don't know what it's going to be. It's not going to be free prostate milkings anymore. We used to do that. I've retired from milking strangers' prostates. There's only one prostate that gets my attention right now. And unfortunately, he's out of town working. And that is why I've been willing to stream until past midnight because there's no chance of me going out to get some ass. So you guys enjoy this right now. I've been streaming late so fucking much. You guys better enjoy it because as soon as my butt buddy gets back into town, that is over. We are done. I might even just cancel the stream. Just get ass 5 nights a week. How about that? How do you guys like that? I see people leaving. Guys, I'm playing a gay character. Please don't leave. I'm playing a gay character because it helps me with the algorithms. I swear to God, I'm not actually gay. It's a bit. Come on. Everybody relax. Jeff Cron, what's up? Welcome. White Ice Tea's up in here. Sir, thank you again for contributing last night. I appreciate it. Last night was a wild ride. And the night before that was a wild ride. It's been fucking nuts, guys. Jesus Christ. He better play Juice Rock. Do you guys want to? God damn it. I should have opened with that, shouldn't I? I don't know. I don't think they really mention Israel that much in this debate, but I don't know. I just know that Destiny was, reiterating his point about how he is not calling for peace. That's all I remember from the clip Bubba played. Scott Starbird's up in here. What's up, bro? This is our boy. If you're not subbed to Scott Starbird, hit it up. He's right here. He goes live at 6 p.m. Eastern. Then Alex Stein at 7 p.m. Eastern. Then I go live at 8 p.m. Eastern. That's our evening lineup. Hit it up. Michael Earl's up in here. Bart Hutchison, guys, welcome. Thank you for coming to hang. So, guys, I am more and more. We're going to watch this debate first. I don't know how hard in the paint I'm about to go with breaking down more stuff with this shooting and questioning the FBI, whatever. They're going through their official story. But Snizuk Slizayer, and I don't know if Tampa Terry was still in here. I think he was. But you guys that were talking about the vest, so Scott Starbird sent it to me. Apparently the sheriff in this interview said to a reporter that Charlie Kirk did not have body armor on. Just for the record, I win the debate from last night. He was not wearing fucking body armor. I'm telling you guys, 90% of these conservative MAGA commentators and stuff, look, and I don't even want to, I'm not talking shit about anybody, but like even Alex Stein tonight, he's like, you know, still working for Turning Point USA, and he didn't even like, unless I missed it for the couple minutes I wasn't in his chat because I was setting up my stream. Maybe I missed it, but I didn't hear him mention, like, he mentioned that there are alternative theories of how this happened, but he didn't even like give any lip service to them at all. He didn't. I don't think he really explained anything. Like, he was just pretty much like, yeah, there's alternative theories, but we're not going to talk about that, whatever. You know, and I'm sure he has his questions. I messaged Alex Stein a couple times after this happened, and he, you know, I'm sure he's got 1,000 messages, but he hasn't gotten back to me. And I asked him if I could interview him about what he thought about what happened. And unfortunately, I think I know the answer that I'm going to get. Hold on a second. Anyway, guys, yeah, let's get started here. Dutch Duke's up in here. Fucking Tony Hey Munkits, bro. Welcome. Bob Cook. Oh, that is cool. You got, on a lighter note, I finally got my new drum shell pack. I have a drum set in my front room. How cool is that? Did you set it up yet, or you just got them? It's just the shells you got that's new? Jeff Cron, I was bricked up for 3.5 hours of it. Guys, last night's stream was wild, man. Can't believe I did 4.5 hours and didn't even feel like it. I was going off the whole time, just fucking absolutely sounding off. On the Edge, welcome. I'm new here. Hey, what's up? I'm Marte. Nice stream. I debated Destiny last month. Bro, really? Who's where was that? Was on Jubilee thing or something, or was that on his channel? Where is it? How can I find that? I'll pull it up maybe. Ishimura. Destiny is a little worm. Dude, you know what, guys? Every time I bring Destiny stuff up on here, I'm going to get so much hate for this, and that's fine. It's okay. But you know what? I appreciate Destiny. I do, because sometimes he makes some really good points. I think recently the thing is he has been kind of like losing it. And I feel like he's gone down this one road with the insurrection stuff. And once you start down this road of how do I explain this? So the way that Destiny is interpreting the culture and the facts surrounding what happened to Charlie Kirk, it is the same. I talked about this the other night too. It is the same philosophy that he uses to understand what happened at the insurrection. The insurrection logic and the Charlie Kirk logic are the same for Destiny. It's somebody, it's MAGA Republicans, it's Donald Trump, it's whoever. These people use extremely charged speech where they say fight, and you got to take your country back, and it's getting stolen from us. And even if you say peacefully, protest and make your voices heard peacefully and patriotically, even if you couch it in that after getting people riled up and trying to point out to them how you think we were getting fucked. And even if you do couch it in be peaceful, Destiny still says, no, it's still Trump's fault because he got people wound up because he said the election's stolen. So if they rioted, that's his fault. This is the same kind of logic where you get Destiny, if you're not accepting that this is a Fed operation right here, you're forcing yourself to trust the FBI, who did a bait and switch on all of us with the Epstein stuff. If you're forcing yourself to trust the FBI because you don't want to be a kook like me, then you have to believe, oh my God, we can't have these emotionally charged political discussions anymore because it just leads to violence. You guys called us commies all this time. Well, you guys called us Nazis. It's your fault. No, it's your fault. We should all be able to have adult conversations, and if you truly think that I'm a Nazi, or if you truly think Donald Trump is like Hitler or doing something like Hitler, you should be able to say that, and we have that discussion, and nobody go extrapolate 10 steps ahead with someone's intention going, they said Trump is Hitler, so I guess I have to fucking blow his head off. But this is the kind of logic when you're Destiny and some of these other people that every side they're pointing the fingers at each other because of the heated rhetoric. Meanwhile, the heated rhetoric isn't the problem. The problem is Israel wanting to fucking kill Charlie Kirk. That's kind of a joke, but it isn't. Also, it's not. On the Edge said, I'll be wrecking Destiny in another debate soon. Let me catch up to the bottom here. Awesome long stream, guys. I'm still, I don't feel right. I got shitty sleep last night. And also, I think I might be sick. I don't know. But last night when I went to bed, my throat felt a little bit scratchy and it was bothering me. And I told you guys, I've been literally losing sleep about this Charlie Kirk stuff. That I just I get off the stream at midnight, after midnight, and still go searching for videos and whatever. And I end up on my phone, on my laptop till 1 something, laid down at 2. And then my throat started to feel funny, which it doesn't now. It feels fine now, but my nose is a little bit stuffy. And yeah, I'm about to take some kratom too. Take a little bit of this stuff, take the edge off. We got green, what is it? Green mangda? What is it? Yeah. You guys want to see me take some kratom and not die live on my stream? Dear God, please don't kill me this time. I'm going to take some kratom real quick, guys, for real. And then we're going to get into this. Bart Hutchinson, my comments are getting deleted. Really? What the fuck are you trying to say up in my chat? Yeah, guys, be careful. Tony, hey, Munkins, you can't reason with stupid. Man, yeah, something is genuinely stupid. It is like impossible. W said, his ideology aside, I just dislike him because I think he's a little nerd. I kind of like it. Who was the guy? Sorry, where'd you go? Up in the chat. Where can I find your debate with Destiny? I'd like to see it. On the Edge. Is that on your channel? Hold on a second. Let me. I can pull you up. We could watch it at some point, maybe. Let me pull up this debate, and we'll get started. I'll take some of this kratom, and I got to get out the. Oh, it's only 32 minutes. Okay. Or wait, is that because I already skipped through for a thumbnail? Hold on a second. Guys, who likes the thumbnail? I put a cigarette in Andrew Wilson's mouth and a Game Boy in Destiny's hand. Do we like the thumbnail? I spent far too much time on that thumbnail. Jeff Cron said, stop taking the powder, make tea. It's better for your insides. Maybe. W said, I worked with a dude that said Kratom helped him get off H. So yeah, that's how I found Kratom. I wasn't doing street heroin. Let me get a spoon real quick. Speaking of street heroin, let me get a spoon. I was a victim of the pill mills in Florida. I got some dental work done, and I had some friends that were experimenting with these. There were Roxys. That's what we used to really like, was the Roxys. They crush up really fine. You can snort them really easy when you crush them up. And that's what he got me to snort some one time. Just a friend being like, "Oh, dude, this is what I'm doing." And I tried a little bit, made me sick, and I was disgusted by it. And I was like, "I'm never doing that again." Then I had some dental work done, and they gave me a prescription. It was a wisdom tooth removed, and they gave me a prescription for it wasn't Percocet. It was one of the other ones that it's normally like just a couple milligrams. It wasn't heavy stuff. It wasn't really, it was something like Percocets, but a light dosage of just a few milligrams. And I was taking them bitches, and my friend is like, dude, why don't you try to snort some Roxys again with me and such and such? And I'm just like, no, I don't want to fuck with that. And he's like, you're doing the same thing. You had dental work and you're on Percocets right now, bitch. Like, you can snort a little bit of this. It's the same. They're opiates. And so I did, and I got hooked on those Roxy pills. Never got them legally. I was always buying them off the street, which is super dangerous now because of fent and all that. But back then, that wasn't a thing. And Tina, except you're sniffing it up your damn nose. Yes, that's true. Look, as long as you get it inside your body, at least I wasn't boofing it. My asshole would be rotted out. Instead, I just kind of have a little bit of sinus problems here and there. So where was I going? Yeah, Kratom. I started taking Kratom. Now, they come in these pills. This isn't normally how I get it. This I actually bought when I was in Wyoming. We went to a head shop that had THCA weed, and they had a whole room of different kinds of Kratom, a whole room dedicated to Kratom. These were hanging all on the walls. They had different veins and strains and flavors and all that. And I grabbed that one. And one thing I realized is if I just swallow the pills, these little capsules, it doesn't hit me the same. So who is it? Jeff Cron said in the chat to make tea. So this is maybe tea would work out, but when I bought these in Wyoming, I took 3 or 4 capsules and I didn't feel shit. And I was just so baffled by it. I didn't know what the fuck the problem was. And there's something about, I don't know if it absorbs into your blood vessels in your mouth, but I noticed that the taste of Kratom is so bad and bitter to me. It's, I can handle it, but it's so gross and it makes me cringe. And I realize that when I take it by mouth with as the powder like this, I'm emptying them onto a spoon so that I can just take a mouthful of it. And I found that when I do that, it makes me cringe, and that cringing feeling, that like bitter disgust feeling, transforms into like a euphoric feeling. You guys know what I'm trying to say? Like, I think sometimes when you get goosebumps and, you get like the shivers and the goosebumps and you're like, ooh, like that. I have a theory and I don't know what I'm talking about, but just from my experience, I think that is your body transitioning into, at least sometime to some extent, that's your body transitioning into a different like state of mind. And it uses that fucking goosebumps trembling thing for a transitional type of thing, and this taking Kratom affirms that feeling for me. Hold on. Oh. Oh. All in my teeth? Yeah. Can you see it? Not that bad, though. It's not that bad. We're rocking. We're about to get weird in here, guys. Doing something wrong and loving every minute. Okay, let's go. It's hydrophobic. That is true. It's very hard to mix. Okay, let me get you guys on this tab with me. Guys, once this kratom takes hold, you guys are going to have to host. It's up to the chat.
Where men can be dudes and dudes can be men.
How are you? Natural self-assertive.
She will never be able to grow old with Charlie because someone fired a bullet at Charlie Kirk that said, "Hey, fascist, catch." And when you ask people
That's
about
not
it,
even the
they
bullet
say,
that was fired.
"Oh,
How are you lying
oh,
about this?
Shut
even?
up.
Oh my God, Destiny. This isn't a good way to start. Holy shit. Bro, I don't know. I would still love to have a debate / convo with Destiny sometime about something. I've tweeted at him a couple times and, you know, I get nothing. Pisco talked to me a couple times. I've talked to him on Twitter, and then he got pissed off and like muted me. I'm not blocked, but he muted me. And I even messaged him and tried to concede on certain parts of what we were arguing about. I was like, you motherfuckers, you're just so fucking, so debate-brained. And this is the Butter Knives. What's up, lover? Welcome. And Tina's up in here. This dude is crazy. Bub Army Mom. Yeah, he is. K-Dog. What's up, K-Dog? Thank you guys for coming to hang. FaZe Cobb's up in here. Prior, you swore you'd never go gay. Who, me? Well, okay. Anyway. This is the video I told you yesterday about Destiny's getting more and more unhinged. Yeah, I hadn't seen it yet. So, man, this is one thing. This person's making a point. Oh, who is it? Jack Posobiec. He's making a point that, you know, he's trying to paint a picture here and explain that this is some, and of course, I don't believe this. I don't believe the FBI, but his point is he's saying the person that shot at Charlie and ruined his daughter's life and this and this and that wrote, "Hey, fascists." He's trying to paint a picture to show you how this person may or may not have felt. And Destiny is like concentrating. And this is such a weird thing because for me, this kind of points out where Destiny knows he's kind of fucked. So he has to nitpick stupid, trivial shit like this just to prove he's like the most factual when it's a trivial fact. You're discussing the fact that he had stuff written on the ammo that was intended to kill Charlie Kirk. And because Jack accidentally said he fired a bullet at Charlie Kirk that said, "Hey, fascist." Well, that wasn't the round he shot, but that was, if you all are believing the FBI, which I recommend you don't, and if you're believing the FBI, then you believe that that was written on these bullets that were intended to be shot at Charlie. And Destiny is, I don't know, he's trying to like gain some dominance or footing here. I don't know what context this is that he's nitpicking some trivial fucking bullshit like that just so he can be right about one thing in this debate.
Destiny,
Holy
shut up.
You're so
Shut
shameless,
up.
dude.
You can't even condemn the cold-blooded
Because I
execution
can't.
of Charlie
Donald Trump
Kirk.
turns on Destiny.
I don't think
on
you're in the
YouTube,
position
and he
to
says, "I
demand
wonder what
anything from
Destiny's saying
anybody.
on YouTube." That's how I'm going to take my.
You're
my
not in any
pointers, but
position to.
really?
Do you think?
Oh, God. Hold on, guys. Oh. Got this. Okay.
If you're contingent on Donald Trump?
Insane right now.
Why do you
is
think?
your
No, let me
behavior
ask a
contingent
question.
on Donald Trump?
Let me
Why
ask
is
a
that?
question.
Because he's the president of the United States of America and the leader of the
Yeah,
opposing
Destiny.
political party.
Destiny. Let me
You
just.
have a huge audience of young.
Bro, this is what butter knives. This is what I was saying when I got on here. I feel like at first when I thought that I saw the video of or I saw the bullet on that video, when I first saw that, I was like, holy fuck, this is it. This is the bullet. And they've now, since you can see the muzzle flash, you can actually see where it came from, guys. I thought it was a clip that showed the bullet at a different point, but you can actually see the muzzle flash come from up in the stairwell. And I am wholeheartedly on this theory now because as time has gone, I've been proven right. Number one, we found, and thanks to Scott Starboard for tagging me and sending me the link, the sheriff, according to, what was it, News Nation, the sheriff said Charlie Kirk had no body armor on. So all you fucking people who all you conservative guys who are gun guys and you know this, and that, holding up a piece of body armor that's a 1/4 inch thick, saying he had that under his shirt, you guys are full of shit. You are so wrong. It's fucked up. And I know it's people, they don't want to accept that they can't trust the FBI. So they are just, these conservatives are clinging to some possibility to defend the fact that Charlie probably got killed for the reasons we already discussed, and that the FBI is lying. Kash Patel, Dan Bongino, Donald Trump's FBI, who has been lying about Epstein this whole time, is now lying again. No, people don't want, they want to, we forgot about Epstein already because Charlie died. And so because of that, we forgot the FBI is full of shit. So we're just going to believe them and try to make sense of it, say he was wearing a plate when there's no hint of that on him at all. So, and again, the sheriff said he wasn't wearing body armor. You guys are back to square one. Figure it out. You guys make sense of what the FBI is saying because I can't. And who put it in here? Butter knives, right? I did see this today. The FBI came out and said that they had a manifesto, a written note from the supposed killer, the suspect that they have, and it got destroyed. It got destroyed. So there's even, it's like moment by moment, there's more sketchy shit that happens with this. And it's just, it's making me feel even more confident about calling bullshit, which I was afraid to at first because, of course, guys, you don't want to be the one when everybody's still crying and grieving. You don't want to be the one sharing the Charlie Kirk video over and over saying, I think I know what happened, guys, because no one's in the mood for that. No one wants to fucking hear that. But unfortunately, I see what I see, and I think people have to see it because something so disgusting, we have the duty to, if you care about the people around you, it's our duty to figure out what the fuck happened. Georgie P. Yeah, to be fair, being conservative does not equate to having firearm knowledge. Some of them think it does. Dude, there's this guy in my fucking comments on my Instagram. And bro, this guy, he's like he's debating on this shit, and he's literally like someone was asking about the debating about the exit wound. This guy said that the wound we see on his neck in the front, he's like, that's an entrance wound. I can tell you've never been, you don't do much shooting. I'm just like, motherfucker, 99% of the people that go shooting use paper targets. What the fuck are paper targets going to tell you about whether you're looking at an entrance or exit wound from Charlie Kirk's fucking neck? It's just so idiotic. Everyone has this idea that they can put some kind of like, tell me their credentials, and that means dog piss to me. It's like, it's crazy. He doesn't even respond to my points. He just goes, I've done way more shooting than you, bud. Stuff like that. It's like, wow, I didn't know so many people were fucking retarded. I had no idea. Muttering Jay, what's up? What's up? People are idiots. I know. And look, guys, feel free. If you disagree with me, again, please get in the chat. I'm sorry if I get heated. Emotionally, I am invested in this. I feel fucking terrible about what happened. Except today, I've cried every other day about it from watching some fucking video. And we can disagree. That is fine. But, you know, like, I hope Snizuk Slizayer isn't pissed off at me. My buddy was in the chat last night, and he was telling me that he believed that Charlie Kirk had a vest, and we pulled up all this footage and everything, and I saw no trace of it. We can see his back muscles on the back of his shirt through the white shirt, and I pulled up still shots where you can see his nipples. And then on top of that, we later, of course, Snizuk Slizayer was gone already, but we later found that the sheriff claimed he wasn't wearing armor. Guys, it's like, it's okay if it gets heated. Nobody needs to get fucking pissed off at each other. We need to, like, talk it out. It's okay. I know this is my stream, and I've got the loudest microphone here. I will highlight your comments. You, like Sniz and other people were saying last night, if you have a video that you're like, I think this shows whatever that disproves you, I will pull it up. I'm not on here to just promote some shit. We're really trying to have a discussion. So, all right, let's get this started. It's only 30 minutes, but, you know, somehow I'm going to turn it into 2 hours because I have too much. Let's go.
Men who listen to everything you have to say. So when it doesn't matter. You have a huge audience. And because of the fact that you have a huge audience.
Destiny, you've been quite active on social media since Charlie Kirk's death. When Erica Kirk posted Charlie's coffin, you responded, she tagged him, brackets, crying face emojis. In response to Alina Haber's tweet ordering people to fly their flags a half-mast in memory of Charlie, you posted on X buying flags and poles just to fly them fully erect. And you then posted yesterday, ending every conservative debate call out I do in 2026 with "Don't dodge, bro." That's not what Charlie would have wanted. I mean, do you think that your
motherfucker? You know what? I have to say, it's not cool. I don't look, I don't want to be the one getting mad at jokes. I know Destiny's trying to troll and whatever. You know, I could excuse what all the shit that he just said. I could excuse all of that if Destiny was actually calling for peace. If he actually said everybody needs to chill out, we just need to talk it out, everybody chill, and then put whatever those tweets, I would actually probably not care.
Response to the cold-blooded murder of Charlie Kirk has been appropriate.
Yes. I think that the only way this country moves forward into a better world is when conservatives can finally realize that they need to turn the temperature down on their side. We are 10 years into whatever this Trump madness is, and there is not a single mainstream conservative that will call for a lowering of the temperature on their side. I think that liberals need to wake up and finally realize that if they're not willing to do it, it will never come down. If you wanted Charlie Kirk to be alive, Donald Trump shouldn't have been president for the second term. Every time he's in office, this happens. People joked about when Biden came in, it was so boring, nothing was going on. 7 out of 10 of the largest protests in American history have happened under Donald Trump. All of the recent political violence that's happened in this country over the past 20 years, the majority of it, the overwhelming majority of it, everybody gets mad because they keep asking Grok about it, has been conservative.
Who shot Charlie Kirk?
A guy from Utah who was raised in a Christian family, who was a 22-year-old
guy
white
described.
dude. He wasn't trans. He didn't have a trans girlfriend. He didn't have any trans influences. He didn't have any trans.
Oh, Andrew Wilson. We've got the Andrew Wilson cigarette counter. He just took his first puff. Hold on. I think I saw that right. We got to get the cigarette counter up. What are we at? 23, 234. He just took a puff, right?
Been conservative.
Who shot Charlie Kirk?
A guy from Utah who was raised in a Christian family, who was a 22-year-old
white
dude.
described.
He wasn't trans. He didn't have a trans girlfriend. He didn't have any trans.
Oh yeah, he's smoking. We're putting the cigarette counter up. Andrew Wilson, cigarette tracker number 1. He's on number 1. We have the where it gets. It's easy to catch him smoking. Okay. That's easy, but the thing is, we're trying to count how many cigarettes. famously, we reviewed his debate with Destiny about the insurrection, and I think he went through 4 packs of cigarettes through that, and it was like a 3-hour-long debate. If you include the Q&A, I think it was 7 packs of cigarettes. So anyway, everybody try to keep an eye out. Don't let me miss him lighting a new cigarette.
Influences. He didn't have any trans bullets. Yeah, I'm sorry. You guys were wrong on all of that.
To be clear, the governor of Utah, Spencer Cox, has made it clear that their investigation has now established that he had been radicalized by a leftist ideology, which drove him to do this.
Please tell me that's not how you create SOPs.
Well, you got a better way?
I use Scribe.
That's just
Yeah, so this is why this conversation is so fucking stupid, because everybody is using, you know, politically aggressive, charged language. Everyone's fucking doing it. And it's like, and they're pointing fingers back and forth at each other. And you're going to have people actually justifying, like, you know, trying to shut down speech and shit like that. It's literally going to happen.
Sorry, excuse me, when?
And a civil war.
Yesterday, you said that.
No. When was he radicalized? In the 6 months that he did remote college?
I don't know when he was radicalized, but I do know.
What you just said
I do know the very reasonable sounding governor of Utah has made it clear that the event. You may not want to hear this.
Ongoing investigation.
You may not want to hear it, Destiny. But the reality is, the investigators, according to the governor of Utah, have established that he was radicalized to a leftist ideology that drove him to murder Charlie Kirk. Now, let me just ask you.
That's not true.
Let me just ask you.
Way to deal with it.
Okay, you're accusing the governor of lying. Yeah. That's your prerogative. But sure. If it turns out to have been somebody with a leftist ideology who wanted to shut up Charlie Kirk, would you condemn that?
I won't condemn anything until the president of the United States can go on air and say, all of us need to calm down.
So you won't condemn the murder of Charlie Kirk until Donald Trump says something.
This is so stupid. Destiny, what the fuck, man? I think his numbers must have been like getting lower or something. You know, leading up to the election, Destiny, I think, was blowing the fuck up. He was absolutely blowing up because he was the best the Democrats had in terms of debating. Absolutely the best. And I feel like now some of that, it's like it's wearing off a bit. So he's got to like throw out some extremely ridiculous and hot take. Like, I refuse to condemn what happened to Charlie Kirk before, and, you know, say whatever. So, name something that the conservatives will never do until, you know, whatever. And then so he never has to speak out against it, condemn it.
YouTuber left it.
Needs like a good shocking clip like this to get some numbers, some hate watchers back to his page or something. I really don't know.
And Democrats have been condemning and turning down the temperature, condemning violence, turning down the temperature for a decade. Donald Trump can't go on TV and say, all of us need to calm down.
Right.
Can you tell me why he cannot?
Why would you expect anybody, Destiny?
You can't answer that. Can you answer that question? Why can't Trump
you
go
answer
on TV
this
and say,
question?
all of us should be less violent.
Why do you?
Please tell Piers more. I have not watched this, but please tell me. Piers says, why would the people whose political side is the victim of the attack, why would they be saying to calm things down when it's the left-wing people that appear to be calling conservatives Nazis and then trying to fucking kill them?
Trump say that?
Why do you think
your behavior contingent on Donald Trump?
Insane right now.
Why do you think?
No,
let me ask a question.
On Donald Trump?
Let me ask a question.
Because he's the president of the United States of America and the leader of the
Destiny. Let me
have a huge.
So, because Bill Clinton got sucked off by Monica Lewinsky, I should too. Great point, Destiny. Great point.
Huge audience of young men who listen to everything you have to say. So when it doesn't matter. You have a huge audience, and because of the fact that you have a huge audience, you have a responsibility to not turn No,
and
it
your
hasn't.
brain
It hasn't
has
been broken. I
destroyed
actually care
because
about the
people
country
bully you
and
on
want to bring
Twitter.
people together.
If
You
then
do the
you should tell
opposite.
Donald
You
Trump to
represent
tell
the
people
worst
to
of us,
be
Destiny.
less
You're
violent.
embarrassing.
You should tell
You're
Donald.
embarrassing.
All right,
Look
let me
it up.
ask
Watch how
Destiny a
easy this is.
question.
Watch how easy this
No,
is.
hang on.
If
Don't
Donald
all
Trump
shout
would've
at
come out
once,
and said-
please.
If Donald Trump would have come out and
Destiny,
say, "Hey, we should all be less violent,"
Destiny,
I have no problem saying.
I have one
absolutely.
question for you,
Why
Destiny.
can't conservatives do that? Why can't
Destiny.
conservatives do that?
Destiny, I have a question for you. Why do you think in your campaign for everyone to dial down?
Crazy, man, crazy. He's literally letting I'll never get people that live like this who let their enemies and adversaries dictate what they do. You like, if you become this fucking ping pong ball in life, then people are going to walk up to you like a paddle and just fucking absolutely own you. They'll know exactly what you're going to do because you're letting other people dictate your fucking morals and standards and actions and all that is so stupid.
Down the temperature. Why do you think that mocking the grieving widow of Charlie Kirk when she posts an image of her at the coffin side, why do you think that constitutes turning down the temperature?
You can't turn down the temperature on your own. The president of
Destiny, oh my God. You can't turn the temperature down on your own, so I'm turning it up. I'm turning it up until Donald Trump decides to turn it down. I'm actually going, not just staying neutral and not condemning it, but I'm turning it up by mocking a widow, a grieving widow.
You inflame the temperature.
Oh my God, dude, guys, I think I might actually be done with Destiny. This might actually be his most lowest and retarded point that I've ever seen him at. This is like this kind of logic to me just screams of desperation. Like he's trying to be a fucking, like a radio shock jock or something, like say something that sounds indefensible and ridiculous and then absolutely contort reality around it to make it make sense.
You're mocking his widow. You're mocking his widow.
We've had multiple political assassinations over the past year. What do you mean it's turning up the temperature?
Why did you mock his widow?
Online because
why did you mock his widow?
Because she's being used as a political weapon right now for conservatives to continue. What do you mean, wow? She's literally doing
her husband just got murdered
on email. Yeah, she's using it to drive up recruitment for
and you can't even condemn the murder.
Dude, you know what? Destiny, and this is what I will say. This is why I don't completely, and we'll see tonight how this goes, but this is why I never have completely written him off, because I agree with him there. I have my suspicions about, and I wouldn't, at least this early or something, and with the amount of data that I have so far, or think I have, I wouldn't mock Charlie Kirk's wife. But guys, I'm really worried there's something weird going on when she gets on and does her eulogy, and it just seems extremely rehearsed. We'll watch it later, I guess. We'll have time. This shit's gonna be over this is only 30-minute long discussion here, but yeah, dude, Charlie Kirk's wife. She sounded rehearsed and then uses the eulogy as an opportunity to promote TPUSA or whatever. Something is up. Something's up. I don't like this at all. I don't trust the conservatives at the top. I don't trust the conservatives leading these fucking movements online and everything. The Jack Posobiec. When I was at the the candlelight vigil for Charlie Kirk that I went to on Sunday, Kevin Posobiec was there at the Tampa candlelight vigil, and I should have asked him some questions. I should have asked him, and I didn't think about it until after I left. That I was like, damn, I should have interviewed him and got him on the spot and see what he says if I tell him I question the FBI's story and stuff. Because, dude, I think most of these guys are like, I don't know, guys. I'm worried some of these people are just, they're all here to fucking, toe the party line, so to speak. And Kevin said CIA be CIA, and Dude, yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
Won't condemn it.
Can't even tell his side.
You're
to
so
turn the
deranged
down.
about Trump that you cannot condemn the
unhinged.
murder
It is such
because
a
you're
joke,
waiting for
and you guys
Donald
sit here
Trump
and
to say
make money
something.
off of it. It's
All right, let me bring
crazy
in
to me that
Jack.
Republicans can't
Let me
do
bring
it.
in Jack
What a joke of the
Posobiec.
world.
I gotta
And
say,
there's still no answer to that question, Piers. You can't say
which question?
Why can't Donald Trump simply go on TV and say we all need to turn it down,
Fine.
like Biden could, like Obama could,
Fine.
like the Clintons could, like Kamala could?
Fine.
Why not?
Ah!
At DeVry, our #1 goal is helping you achieve yours. Whether you're looking to move
I don't have goals.
into management
Let me skip this ad.
or move on to something new, DeVry
Damn you.
helps turn your passion into possibility. You work toward your goals. DeVry works for you.
The Civil War was a disaster, and its aftermath formed the Dark Zone. Risks and opportunities coexist.
I was going to say this looks fucking stupid, but actually this looks like it could be fun. I don't know. But I'll never play it.
Why can't you condemn the murder of Charlie
it's
Kirk?
Unbelievable. I'm not the president.
Why
of the United
can't
States.
you
can't answer that
condemn
question.
the
It's
murder of Charlie Kirk?
Unbelievable to me.
Why can't you condemn the murder of Charlie Kirk?
Because it.
Hold on. Danny 102M. Trump made fun of Nancy and her husband almost getting beat to death. It's not fair, you guys, to beg a leftist streamer to lower it when he's just asking the president to do it first. Dude, why does Donald Trump have to do it first? Condemning, first off, let's because that is a fair question, and this has already come up. And you say you conservatives, buddy. I hope you know I'm trying to stay middle of the road here. I'm disgusted by Donald Trump recently and his administration and the way things have been going. Our country is being run by the CIA and Palantir right now. I'm kind of over it, okay? So don't think I'm here defending Donald Trump. I am more than willing to throw him under the fucking bus. So please, let's talk about it. You said, are you dumb? Are you asking a fucking pedo streamer to ask to lower the temperature versus the president of the United States? You are actually retarded. Thank you. Yeah, a political streamer who is very influential. Yeah. Why not? Why would anyone that has a voice in politics resist telling people to turn the temperature down with this fucking violence? Retard. See, I got you back with a retard. You call me a retard, I'll call you a retard. Doesn't feel good, does it? No, dude, look, yeah, Destiny, he's someone that is constantly talking about politics. How could you not? How is Destiny, the smartest move for him would be to come out and condemn it. You don't think that adds more fuel to the fire when Destiny is basically the Charlie Kirk of the fucking Democrats? And you know, maybe not quite at Charlie's level. I don't know. I don't know what their numbers compare. But Destiny being such an influential and smart, in my opinion, regardless of whatever deviancies he prefers, he's a very smart guy. And to be comparable to Charlie Kirk, but on the other side of the spectrum, it is beyond retarded to not come out and condemn it. I don't know what does Destiny think that the fact that he won't condemn it is going to make Donald Trump condemn it? This is where it doesn't make sense. If Destiny actually wants the temperature to come down at all, he thinks that reposting and talking shit, making jokes about a grieving widow is going to help that? You think that that's going to get Donald Trump to say something? Like, it's fucking stupid. He is turning the temperature up. Doesn't matter that he's a pedo streamer. He is influential in politics. If you don't think so, you're not paying attention. Trump never condemned those two Democratic political figures getting murdered. Did he not? I don't know. Yeah, he should. Are you not pressing that? Bro, I can't tweet. Donald Trump isn't even on Twitter. I'm not on Truth Social. I can't tweet at Donald Trump. And I'm on here every night saying how he's not trustworthy and he's working for fucking Israel right now. So please, I don't know. What do people, is it how I look that people just assume I'm going to be defending Trump? I really don't get it. A lot of these comments are people that seem to think I'm on here running defense. You couldn't be farther off. Mark Roy. Dark Match Steve, you're the best. Make sense of it. I don't know if I can. We're trying. I guess let's go back to the debate real quick. But no, so that's what I was going to say. Nancy Pelosi. So the situation with that, I think, is a little bit different. And it's not, I'm not playing sides here, but when the thing, and why I think that's not exactly a fair comparison with Charlie Kirk is because with Charlie Kirk, we have the evidence. Everyone was forced from 10 different angles to scroll past videos of Charlie Kirk getting killed. Everyone was forced to see that, and it was a gruesome, disgusting thing that got the way people found out about it was from watching him bleed out. Snuff film. Kevin said snuff film. Exactly. Yes, that's what we're talking about here. Fucking everybody was forced to watch that, and it was a disgusting thing. And the way people react to that, I think, says a lot more than when with Nancy Pelosi's husband. Guys, how did we get that information? We got it because people there were reports of it, and it was hush-hush a little bit, and then the fucking, the dispatch audio got leaked or released or whatever it is. The dispatch audio got out, and it was this weird story. Only thing people knew about it was they were hearing these rumors and the 911 calls that sounded like Nancy Pelosi's husband had an intruder that was in his underwear. If you remember, that was the whole thing with the Paul Pelosi shit. That's why that went really viral. The security footage wasn't out right away. It was just a bunch of rumors that, oh my God, did you hear Nancy Pelosi's husband got attacked by some guy in his underwear who was at his house? So we were all like, no fucking way. He has a gay lover. That's what everybody thought. And then the 911 dispatch audio came out, and they said something about Nancy Pelosi's husband, Paul Pelosi, was attacked by a guy while in his underwear. It was worded like that. So if you're paying attention, that leaves it up for interpretation. So every conservative Trump supporter, of course, wanted to interpret that as Nancy Pelosi's husband was attacked by a guy that was in his underwear in his house. It sounds a lot more sketchy, but the truth was Nancy Pelosi's husband was in his underwear when he got attacked by an intruder with a hammer. And when that video came out, it's bad. It's gruesome. And had that video come out, and that was the reason everybody found out, that's how everybody found out, is him getting bludgeoned with a hammer, I think people would have reacted a little bit differently. And also, if there weren't a bunch of rumors about it, about some guy in his underwear, and everybody assumed it was a gay lover. It's different. Kevin said, Kevin still thinks that is his gay lover. It might have been. Butter Knives, I'm kind of with you here. It's like it's been looking like that more and more lately. He says, Scott, I don't think Destiny lies as much as he intentionally uses bad faith debate style where he doesn't use logic to contradict his own statements with the intention of owning the opponent. Yeah, then this is what I was talking about with him being petty. I guess it's the clip is going to come up here when Jack Posobiec and him go back and forth, but Destiny is like, Oh my God, you're lying. You said Charlie Kirk was shot with the bullet that said fascist catch, but really it was the one that said ooh woo, and the fascist bullet wasn't shot yet. You're lying. Why did you lie about that? And it's like, bro, he was that ammo had that shit inscribed on there with the intent of shooting Charlie with it. Maybe it wasn't that specific bullet, but he's like, it's just so desperate. I just like, I don't know what he's like even been irking me a little bit. And I, you know, I put up with him talking about getting a 9-year-old to whip his dong out on stream. I looked past that like it was nothing.
Wasn't my side that caused
now
it.
He's crossed the line.
Yes, it was.
It
actually was your side that caused it. It was your side.
This guy was raised in a white Christian
He was a
household,
radicalized
in a Christian
leftist
state.
ideology.
He wasn't radicalized.
100%. Danny 102M, 100%. I agree with you. Can we please agree that Trump should 100% come out and disavow violence from both sides? Absolutely. And this is what I think is happening right now, why you're not seeing that. And both sides are pushing so hard to decipher this patsy's political positions is because the powers that be want to push us into a civil war. That is really my view on this. Guys, stick around because after this debate, I'll show you. I found the video with the muzzle flash and also where it seems like you can see the bullet. We can go over the vest stuff. We can go over the FBI saying he left a note, a manifesto note, and it just magically got destroyed. And then also Discord coming out and saying that those messages that the FBI is claiming were sent on Discord were not sent on Discord. So we got a lot of before you guys start calling me schizo, you guys have a lot of problems to deal with before you can just say the FBI story makes any sense. You have so much to figure out. You guys are basically at square one. So anyway, we'll get to that.
By leftism at all. You have no proof of that whatsoever.
That's what the investigators are saying.
Was a conservative, just like the people that firebombed Shapiro's house was a conservative, just like all the J6ers were conservative, just like the Proud Boys were conservative. Every single one of these people. Oh, it's Jack Posobiec. What, the author of Unhuman? Another person that Charlie's putting good one, dude.
But I'll give you one last chance, Destiny, to condemn the murder of Charlie Kirk.
Yes, you are acting like an unhuman.
Why can't I hear Donald Trump condemn violence in this
all
country?
right, you won't condemn it. Okay, we've all heard.
That's insane.
We've all heard you repeatedly refuse to condemn it.
And we've heard Donald Trump refuse to condemn it too. But for some reason, the leftists on YouTube are a bigger deal. Unbelievable.
Yeah. What's incredible is you don't have the basic humanity to condemn it. You'd rather taunt his widow. I find that sickening. Jack Posobiec.
I find it sickening that when people are getting killed in the country, the president of the United States on Fox and Friends, when they're begging him, what do you say to your followers that want revenge? He says, I don't know. All the elections are rigged. It's the radical Democrats. That's insane to me. And then the fixation is, well, who on Twitter and YouTube isn't condemning the violence?
All right, Jack Posobiec.
You have a great example here of the type of cancer I'm talking about. Where
you know what, guys? I condemned the violence before, but I take it back. I'm refusing to re-condemn this violence until Destiny condemns it. Okay? I refuse. Until I hear Destiny say, I am sorry Charlie Kirk's dead, and actually he was pretty smart and I liked him. And what else? He could beat me in a debate. Until I hear all of that, I'm not condemning anything.
When you present direct information, they refuse, they obfuscate, they refute, they say it's not true, they lie. You could see from the bullet casings, you could see from postings, you could see from everything out there that it's very clear what happened here. This is the same people who supported President Trump almost getting assassinated twice last year, Corey Capatore being assassinated
by
last
conservatives
year in a situation. Again, see, just lies. That's all they do. They talk over. They don't even let you give a chance to speak. And something needs to be done, Piers. Something absolutely needs to be done. This ideology should be shamed, humiliated, driven from the public discourse. I mean, you've got people who have completely dissociated with humanity because all they care about are clicks and YouTube streams and likes. Go to the casket. Go to the gravesite. Go talk to the widow. I don't even know how to discuss this with someone who's completely lost all touch with reality.
Yeah, I mean, Anna.
What's Jack's answer to why can't the president say we should all be less violent?
I haven't been to the grocery store in over a year, but I'm eating healthier than ever. Here's how I did it. Meal planning used to be
Right. Because you can't even condemn the cold-blooded execution of Charlie
Donald Trump
Kirk.
turns on Destiny.
I don't think you're in the
YouTube,
position
and he
to
says, "I
demand
wonder what
anything from
Destiny's saying
anybody
on YouTube." That's how I'm going to take my.
You're
my
not in any
pointers,
position
really.
to condemn anybody for anything. You won't condemn a cold-blooded
He's the president
murder.
of the United States. He's the president of the United States. No one here can answer that question.
Basic
Why Donald
humanity
Trump-
says
why
the murder
Donald Trump,
was
the president,
horrific.
Can't say
Why can't
all
you
of us
say
need
it?
to be less violent.
Why can't you
Democrats
say
have been
it,
saying
Destiny?
for over a decade.
To
Democrats
say
have
the
been saying for
murder
over a
was
decade.
horrific and
Why
unacceptable.
can't Donald Trump say it?
You can't do
why
it,
does no one
can you?
hear any words for Donald Trump?
All right, Anna
What do you have for
Kasparian.
Donald Trump? Nothing exactly.
Anna Kasparian, to me, this is what I'm talking about, that I think there is an element of the left, the hard woke left, that have completely lost their minds. If you are not able to just outright simply condemn the murder of Charlie Kirk, and if you cannot stop yourself from mocking his grieving widow, you are sick, as I've just seen from Destiny. It's a
sick thing
mindset.
is weaponizing a widow's grief to try to do recruitment for your political party. That's probably one of the most disgusting things I've ever seen. She's showing up in emails for recruitment drives for TPUSA.
Destiny? What did you think the assassination of a political figure would do? What did you think the outcome was going to be? What did you think the outcome was? And by the way,
are you asking
really,
me for the pragmatic
your
outcome, or are you
behavior?
asking
Hold
me
on.
for?
Hold on a second. So I was distracted for a minute with my phone and I missed what they started off. I'm going to rewind it just a little bit. Decent Beats. What's up? What's up? Welcome to the stream. Thanks for getting up in the chat. I do get Destiny's point though. I mean, there is more violence on the right. Man, I don't know. I am perfectly willing to hear out both sides' arguments to this. However, I think it's a waste of time and just like, it may not be a complete trivial thing, but I just think it's a losing battle. People fighting back and forth about which side is more violent. I mean, guys, I can pull you up. Can you hold on? Decent Beats or Decent Beats. Sorry, I thought it said decent. Decent Beats. So can you how quickly did people start burning down their own cities because of George Floyd getting killed? I mean, I have yet to see Target, because since it's white people, it would be a Target. I have yet to see a Target get looted and burned to the ground because of Charlie Kirk dying. So I don't know, you guys. Some of the people on the left say that the right is more violent. I honestly, they might have more like aggressive rhetoric sometimes or something. I don't even think I agree with that. I just like what violence are you talking about specifically? Shootings? Or what? I truly want to understand what you mean by that, because we can debate it. If you're talking about shootings, I mean, I don't know. I really that's not even, like I said, that's not something I'm like focused on trying to like put more blame on one side with this. I think the recent shootings and stuff that have happened, I think there's a little more to the story than we're being told. But hey, if you still trust the FBI, I'm sure Kash Patel has a bridge to sell you. Boosted said, "Holy retardation! More violence on the right? You fucking serious?" I didn't. I read someone's chat. That is not my opinion. I hope you know that, Boosted. But welcome. Joe Green said, "It's been political violence from the right since I was a kid." Timothy McVeigh, is that, no offense, but is that like your only example or what? Is it just him? And you believe the Timothy McVeigh official story? I mean, that's fine. I can work with that. But yeah, man, I don't see, this is why it's going to be hard for both you guys on different sides to have this conversation, because I don't think, I think it's just such a waste of time to say like who's more violent and what. I mean, we should all just be condemning violence across the board. But I can tell you guys, some of you people in the chat that might lean more left or whatever, you're never going to convince conservatives that their side is more violent when, I mean, guys, how many bits of footage? I don't know if the left-wing people realize the bullshit that the MAGA movement, and though I'm not part of that anymore, I don't think you guys realize how threatened the MAGA movement has felt. I mean, dude, people were getting pepper sprayed, hit with fucking bike locks, all this shit for being MAGA. You're never going to be able to convince the conservatives that they are the more violent ones because of some inorganic political shootings that the FBI can't get the facts straight on. You're not going to convince the conservatives that they're more violent when it's been since 2014, we couldn't even have Milo Yiannopoulos speak at a college without being physically assaulted. You guys, do you people on the left realize that? And again, I'm 100% with you. Trump should be condemning this. But do you guys realize like what college campuses were like for conservatives for the past 10 years? Do you guys like actually do you understand why we can't disagree or why we can't agree on this?
How about take it easy on the Adderall? Take it easy on the Adderall, and let me answer the question that Pierce asked me.
Hold on a second. Hold on. Pierce asked her a question. I missed it because I was reading some shit in the chat or on my phone.
Left that have completely lost their minds. If you think humanity says the murder was horrific, why can't you say it?
To be less violent.
Why can't you say it, Destiny?
For over a decade.
To say the murder was horrific and unacceptable.
Why can't Donald Trump say it?
You can't do it, can you?
Does anyone hear any words for Donald Trump?
All right, Anna Kasparian.
Donald Trump. Nothing exactly.
Anna Kasparian. To me, this is what I'm talking about. That I think there is an element of the left, the hard woke left, that have completely lost their minds. If you are not able to just outright simply condemn the murder of Charlie Kirk, and if you cannot stop yourself from mocking his grieving widow, you are sick, as I've just seen from Destiny. It's a sick
thing
mindset.
is weaponizing a widow's grief to try to do recruitment for your political party. That's probably one of the most disgusting things I've ever seen. She's showing up in emails for recruitment drives for TPUSA.
Destiny?
You know what, man? I'm almost there, but for a different reason. Destiny is just actually seeing this as disgusting, just at base level, believing that she was widowed and it was just some political violence, and now she's using it for political gain. I mean, that would be one thing, but I sort of agree with him, but on this other level where I think this was a bigger operation that is now being used to push other stuff.
What did you think the assassination of a political figure would do? What did you think the outcome was going to be? What did you think the outcome was? And by the way,
are you asking
really,
me for the pragmatic
your
outcome,
behavior?
or are you asking
hold
me
on.
for?
Hey, how about
question,
take it easy on the Adderall? Take it easy on the Adderall, and let me answer the question that Pierce asked me.
You must have been really bullied today.
My
behavior,
my behavior is not reliant on how anyone else behaves. Every morning I wake up and I make decisions about how I choose to react or respond to things. I don't wake up in the morning, check what Donald Trump has to say, and then base my own personal behavior on his behavior. I agree with you in that it would be very helpful to have the leader of this country want to turn the temperature down. And he hasn't done that. I agree with you on that.
Guys, I'm going to hit this bong. I suggest you do the same if you got one. But this is legal THCA weed. It's not bad stuff, okay?
But that doesn't change the way
I don't give a fuck what you smoke.
I choose to respond to what's going on. The idea of mocking a woman who is now a widow with 2 young children who witnessed her husband get shot in the neck and bleed out to death. How could you mock that? What is wrong with you? I just don't understand it. That's it. I don't understand it. I don't understand you, Destiny. You have so much hatred in your heart, and at the same time, you
it's
judge
such a simple thing.
others
If you're
as
going to
hateful.
weaponize somebody's grief against the other party, well, then of course people have a right to fight back against it. I think that she has every right to grieve in whatever way she wants, but when that grief is going to be weaponized to do recruitment, political recruitment, and further radicalization of the other side, then of course you not only have the ability to mock it, I think you have the obligation to mock it. It's insane.
When you've got smoke-free satisfaction, you've got the freedom to do things your way.
Let me understand.
Man, you know what? Destiny is in some very dangerous territory here. This is just so bad. And again, I said this from the get-go, guys. If Destiny God forbid, if something happened to Destiny, I would be upset. I would actually probably cry like I did with Charlie Kirk, having to watch video. You know, it's not the video of his wife doing the eulogy. What got me, guys, to be real, number one, Scott Starbird crying on his stream when the day it happened. Second time it got me the worst was Alex Stein crying on his show the day after it happened when he went live. Then the next time that I cried about it was the next day, where I was watching Charlie Kirk with videos of his wife and daughter, where he's buying a little doll for his daughter. And just the way he seemed like such a good dad. That is what really got me on like the third day, was seeing how good of a dad he was and how his little daughter just loved him to death. And it was like he was probably, I mean, I don't know his personal life, but he seemed like he was like the perfect example of a dad. I was adopted by a single mother. I don't even know my biological parents. And, you know, sometimes when I would be growing up, I would actually like, I have this weird reaction when I see families with people and that they look similar, and I can see the genetics that they're sharing. It does something weird to me. It's like, it's weird, not almost like it makes me cringe or something, because I grew up not understanding that. You know, I have a brother too. He's adopted from a different family. I'm not related to him by blood. And I was adopted by a single mother, and what would be my grandfather, my mother's biological father, he actually did a murder-suicide before I was born, so I never knew him. And so my grandpa that I've known all my life, who is my mother's, you know, parents, I don't have a dad, so it's only my mother's side. That grandfather, you know, married in after, it's not my mom's father. So my whole life I've grown up with seeing my family that no one has we don't have genetic relation. And it's weird. So when I see, this has been a weird thing for me since I was a kid. I know this, I'm probably letting you guys way too deep into my psychology. I should not be letting you guys into these tender corners of my mind. But yeah, so it's weird. And I guess part of it was probably a little bit of jealousy, maybe. But it just gave me a weird feeling when I would see, like, you know, you'd have friends at school and you'd go to their house and meet their parents, and you're just like, oh my God, you guys all have the same eyes. You have the same chin as him, but then he's got your ears, and it's like, it makes me like feel weird, almost anxious or something. I don't know, but bro is doxing himself. Guys, if you really want to fight, you guys, I'm telling you, for your own safety, don't come to Tampa, to the hood that I live in. It's not safe over here. It's not safe. You guys are better off not trying to find where I live. Panda, welcome. Thanks for checking out the stream. Past a weed, yeah. I just hit it too hard. Now I'm spilling my guts. What was I saying? Yeah, so, and this is one thing too, that's when I just with the way my psychology is, and seeing him with his biological daughter, and seeing what a good father he was, and I was just like, man, it's fucked up. Like, you know, part of me knows I would be completely different if I had a dad. Like, I know that I've got problems because I was raised by a single mother, and that's nothing against my mom. She adopted me, and she's an angel, and obviously, but yeah, man, it sucks to see someone, and I hate, like, Bubba the Love Sponge has been having issues with his son. He's the host, the main host over there at the Bubba Army channel. And there's a lot of Bubba Army that's normally in my chat, but I hate to hear him talk about problems with his son. It breaks my heart because I never had a dad. And when I see a father having problems with their child, I'm just like, God, you guys have no idea what it's like to just not have a dad. It's different. That's why I'm gay.
Let me understand your argument. So since others are using her grief to politically recruit, you think that it's okay to mock her specifically?
Since others are using her grief,
sense?
she's the one who gave a 17-minute speech on TV where she talked about good versus evil. She's the one showing up in
Destiny,
TPUSA ads to 1 or 2 days after.
If some
Dude, Destiny, I think, just gets too crazy with this. And let me say, this is interesting too, guys, because when I went to the Charlie Kirk vigil here in my town in Florida, and in Tampa, guys, who cares where I live? So when I went there, people were, and you could go back, it's on my page, the live video from the vigil, and you can see they had people come up and just talk, like random people that from the crowd that wanted to talk, I guess. They had a couple people that were scheduled to, but everybody else was like random people from the crowd. And these people would come up, and you know what? I was worried at first because every couple people that would come up, for the most part, it was people that they were really sad, and they were saying, we want to be so thankful that we even got to have someone like Charlie Kirk in our lives, and how brilliant he was, and all this. People are spilling their hearts out and everything. But then every few people, there would be someone that got up there and kind of got a little bit more aggressive. And I was filming, and I'm just like, man, I hope that they don't get too crazy. And they would say stuff we need to fight back against evil and stuff like this. And I'm just like, it's a slippery slope. But each one of them, if I remember correctly, each one of them that said anything like that qualified it by saying, what I mean by fighting back against evil is you need to go to church. That's what they were saying, is fighting back, fighting evil. So, that's what I'm saying with this, people talking about aggressive rhetoric. It's going to be hard for you guys to agree who is the most aggressive and, turning up the temperature the most, because everybody's interpreting shit differently. Half of these fucking conservatives that are saying we need to fight like hell are literally meaning go to church. That is literally what they are saying, is to go to church. And they just assume, they're in their own head, and they're assuming there's other Christians that are listening to them. And if they don't spell that out, they're probably assuming that if they're saying Jesus loves you and we need to fight like hell, they probably assume they're saying go to church. Or maybe they're leaving it up for interpretation. But everybody that I saw that got aggressive with that kind of talk at this vigil qualified it by and specified that they mean going to church and protecting your family.
If someone assassinated my husband, I would not be able to have the level of composure she had during that speech. I would be out for blood. I understand why she's angry and why she said the things that she said. Okay, you need to understand what being a human is, what it's like to actually lose someone that you love, that you chose to spend your life with, that you chose to raise children with, a person who was violently and viciously assassinated like that. This is why I've moved away
And when
from
something yeah, I know, yes,
identifying as
because
a
you got bullied online. It's so funny. It's so funny that you just
so
said that you
embarrassing
don't
on the
think about
left.
how other people act to define your behavior. Your entire political ideology now is somehow defined by the people that were mean to you on Twitter.
No,
if somebody
it's
cares
not.
about somebody who's
No,
grieving,
I understood
then you tell that
what
person,
the flaws
you
on
tell
the
that
left
person,
happen to
hey,
be. The
maybe you
weakness
should
in their
step back for a
arguments.
couple of
No,
weeks.
no, it's
Maybe you
not
should
about
take
the
some
way
time
I
to
get
grieve.
treated.
You don't
I get
say,
treated
hey, let's
like
throw
crap
a
from
camera in
both
front
sides
of
of
you
the
and have
political
you do
aisle.
mass recruitment for our political party while everyone over here is calling for civil war. It's unhinged. When you've got people like Matt Walsh of the Daily Wire, the
we're
president
talking
of the
to a
United States
guy
calling
who
for
said
civil
he'd be
war.
okay with his own parents getting killed if they went to that Trump rally where that assassination
Yeah,
attempt
and we're
happened.
talking to a
There's
woman
no
who went
reasoning
on and
with
did
you,
the whole
Destiny.
conservative media
There's
outlet with
there's
Tucker
no
Carlson
reasoning
and
with
Glenn
you.
Beck and had
Okay.
nothing bad to say whatsoever. I know
Man, Destiny's really he's gone off. He jumped the shark here.
your bread is buttered. I know where
And
you're
it was
making your money
great.
from.
I had
okay? That's
awesome
great.
conversations.
Your bread is buttered.
I don't regret it at all.
That's great.
I also had a
Keep up with the
conversation
personal
with Jack
attacks 'cause you're
Posobiec
so
on her
brain
take. It was
broken.
awesome.
Yeah, I know.
That's
Jack,
what
the guy over there that
democracy
gets
is about.
paid by
Having an
Russia that
exchange
lies
of
about every other thing that
ideas.
comes out of his
Yeah.
mouth. Yeah,
All
great.
right, let
That's
me
a good
bring
one.
in.
Right.
Let me.
Is that a new cigarette? I think Andrew Wilson's smoking a new cigarette. I'm putting cigarette number 2 up here. Hold on. We're doing number 2. I didn't see him light it, but that can't be the same one. It's at the same length as when we saw it before, and that was like 10 minutes ago. So Andrew Wilson's cigarette tracker, we're on number 2 right now. Just an update.
I don't agree with him on
You're
everything.
supposed to be helping me watch that, chat. Tell me if you see him light another cigarette. I take this cigarette I track his smoking, and it's a very real, serious thing for me.
But at least we can have dialogue.
Anna, you're completely right, by the way. Anna is completely right.
Didn't it?
And the irony of Charlie Kirk is that he led the way in going in to debate with people who hated him, and he would try and have respectful dialogue.
Charlie Kirk beat up on college students.
Unlike
That's all
you,
he
Destiny.
did. Let's be
Let me
real.
bring
Unlike
Andrew
me,
Wilson
I'm
in.
here
So do you.
arguing. Yeah.
Let me bring in Andrew Wilson.
So do you. You beat up on college students. You go on a college tour.
Charlie
You're going on a
Kirk is
college
trying to
tour
hold
right
higher
now
level
to
debates
beat
than
up
you guys
on
do.
college students. What are you talking about, Destiny? That's what you're doing right this second, is going on a college tour to go beat up on college students. By the way, can I just ask you a question?
I don't
yes or no?
exclusively beat up on college.
Can you actually answer? Can you actually answer? Hang on.
Charlie Kirk doesn't exclusively talk to college students. I don't remember the rules for Charlie Kirk's events being that only students can come up. He spoke in the past, like his tour that he's recently done. So some of you might not know, I was critical of Charlie Kirk all the time on this channel. And I had planned the week Charlie Kirk got fired, I had planned for that Friday to do like a 3-hour-long stream where we just look at, break down and refute Charlie Kirk debates that he had with his recent college tour. Because he had, the week that Charlie Kirk got assassinated, it was like for a week or so before that, his channel was uploading all of these full-length college debates. But for some reason, they waited. I don't know why, or maybe they re-uploaded them. I don't know, but I kept seeing a new one pop up like every day. There'd be a new video from Charlie Kirk at a different campus. And I was watching them and saving. I have in my phone a bunch of screenshots from different points for timestamps for us to have gone through, and he got killed that week. I saved all this stuff for us to go through on Friday. And I've yet to go through. I don't have the heart. Half of that stuff, that I had planned to play on here was, stuff I thought was funny and whatever. And the mood is just not right. I'm not going to, I don't know. We'll wait on that. But anyway, in that, when I was looking for all these clips, there's like countless professors that come up to debate Charlie. He doesn't say, "Oh, you're a professor? Actually, we're only doing college students here. I need to look extra smart. Sorry, we're just doing this for the clips. Sorry, just email me. I'll talk." He took on everybody. It wasn't just college kids. It's whoever at the college.
Calm down. I just got one question. I got one question for you. and I want you to actually answer it. Are you glad Charlie Kirk is dead?
No, I don't think anybody in this country should be dying to political violence. It's insane. The past 5 years in this country has been crazy. But the reality is, until conservatives,
so then why did you say to your co-host that Trump deserved a bullet? Why did you tell him that?
Until conservatives have to say, hey, we all need to be less violent, there's no purpose in Democrats doing it, because every time Democrats disavow, you further entrench your guys' delusional beliefs that all the violence is coming on the left. Donald Trump can go on TV. He can say, Proud Boys, stand back and stand by. They can go on Parler and say, we heard you. They can go to the Capitol and break in and try to insurrect. They can get convicted in front of a jury. And then Donald Trump.
I told you guys, here we go. This is it. Destiny's brain got broken by January 6th. It absolutely fucked his head up. Now he sees everything through this insurrection lens. No, yeah, Zaleb. Yeah, Zaleb says, yeah, but who mostly goes to college? College age kids. The ratio to students to professors is not even close. I didn't say it was half and half. Destiny is the one who said he exclusively would beat up on college kids. That's not even the case. He would have a conversation with anyone that came up. He didn't set up debates with college. This is what Destiny is making it sound like. You could say the same fucking thing about Ben Shapiro or half of these fucking people. Anyone can come up to the mic. It's not like he only exclusively debated college kids. That's what Destiny said. That's all. I'm not saying it was a even ratio.
Can pardon them, and we can come out and go, hey guys, why aren't Democrats disavowing violence? And pretend that the problem is coming from the left. Democrats do a disservice to this country by disavowing violence constantly.
Panda, this guy's kind of funny. Welcome, bro. I hope you stick around. Andrew didn't go into the Capitol because there's no smoking in there. Oh, that thought crossed his mind. He said, should I go? I don't really like nicotine gum. I'm going to stay home.
President of the United States.
Let me respond quickly.
And say, Let me respond quickly,
Destiny. So the thing is, why did you say to your co-host
keep focusing on me?
What? Zaleb, if he said he mostly beats up on college kids, number one, I take issue with him saying beats up, because 90% of the clips that I see Charlie Kirk actually debating people with opposing views or somewhere near opposing on the spectrum of views, he seems like he handles them with kid gloves. I could pull some of the videos up now if you want. I mean, there's people with multicolored hair that weigh a chick with multicolored hair, 300 pounds with a goddamn tie-dye shirt on, and she walks up and he's like, everybody, let's be respectful. And they had a good discussion. I feel like Charlie Kirk is pretty good about matching energy. Like he lets the person he's debating turn up the heat before he responds like that. Crazy Lord. I mean, the whole point of Turning Point USA is to engage with people in high school, college, and university campuses. Yeah. Yeah. What's the point? He doesn't. He's not just beating up on them, dude. I mean, do you think that Charlie Kirk initiates any kind of like aggressive energy with these kids? Do you think he's the one initiating? Do you honestly watch all the? I mean, I'm not saying it hasn't happened, but I'm just saying maybe my algorithms are just flooded with countless clips that make him look like an angel when dealing with some fucking crazy person. But I mean, like, and I don't mean that by lefties are crazy. I just mean it'll be legitimately someone that seems like they're a little bit off. I don't just mean, I'm not trying to say Democrats are crazy. I'm truly, I mean, it'll be someone who looks like they're just like, anyway. And he deals with them with kindness. And a lot of the time, it seems to me like Charlie Kirk is one of those people that matches energy. Zaleb said he's not aggressive per se. It's just the phrase "beat up" entails destroying in a debate. I think that's just. I mean, I hear you. I get what you're saying. I kind of think that's more of a clickbait kind of thing that he's trying to get people to click. But whatever. I think, guys, it makes me sad, and like I said, if Destiny or someone really smart from and a decent debater, and guys, I always said I don't think Charlie Kirk was the best debater, but he was. I think he was a smart guy, and he contributed to the macro conversation. I was very critical of Charlie Kirk on here, so trust me, there's plenty of times I played his clips and been like, that is totally Charlie Kirk's trying to focus on this. It's not fair. I don't agree with Charlie Kirk on a lot, but I would have been devastated if Destiny got shot. It's fucked up. It's sad. And from what Alex Stein interviewed Destiny's kid, and from what Destiny's kid described, Destiny is a good dad too. Say what you will about his, deviant preferences or whatever, but that he supposedly has. I don't even want to debate about what Destiny does, but it seems he's a good dad too, according to his kid.
The bullet was for Trump. Why did you say to your co-host that the best place for the bullet was Trump? Why did you say that?
Why did Donald Trump call
it's a whataboutism? Whataboutism. I'm asking you a question.
Whataboutism.
I can't be a whataboutism if it's my question, Destiny.
Why won't Donald Trump
answer the question?
Right, why don't we do this? Why don't we do this? Why don't we do this before I cut mics?
Because you don't care.
Destiny,
you don't care that Kirk's
Destiny, allow Andrew.
Let Andrew cook. Shut up, you fucking Brit.
Allow Andrew to repeat his question and let him answer.
Okay, thank you.
To ask the question, then you answer it. Okay, Andrew.
No, let him
ask the question. Let him.
Destiny's like, no. Oh fuck.
Ask the question, Destiny, and then you answer it. Andrew.
Destiny told his co-host when asked point blank if he wanted the bullet to kill Trump, that the worst thing that could have happened was the bullet missing. He said,
"Oh, I remember this clip. I did watch this. Fuck, that was funny."
This to Pisco. I watched it. Okay, this guy's an obfuscation machine. And if you know what else, Destiny, why should we believe you? I think you are glad Kirk is dead. And all of your tweets seem to prove that. And you would have been happy if Trump was assassinated. You've made that very clear. So why not just be truthful for once in your life and say the truth, that you don't care that Kirk is dead, and you're actually probably glad he is. Isn't that really what's true?
With Scribehow.com, you can create documentation in minutes, not hours. Until now, it took for...
I don't want anybody in this country to die to political violence. I don't think in the United States of America that should be happening. I don't know why it's so hard for the president to say the same. I think it'd be the easiest thing in the world as a president. Biden did it for 4 years. That's why everything was way cooler when he was here, like in terms of temperature. The Clintons have no problem saying it. Barack Obama has no problem saying it. Kamala Harris has come out and said it every day.
So if I were Andrew Wilson, I would say right now, I'd say, well, thank you for condemning the attack. I win. Did he not just kind of technically condemn it? I think Andrew Wilson, I don't know if he realizes he just got Destiny to condemn the violence.
Democratic lawmaker and leader has basically come out and said it. But for some reason on the Republican side, it's just civil war, civil war, civil war. And the Republican president of the United States, who has presided over more violence politically in this country, more large protests than any president in all of U.S. history, for some reason can't bring himself to say, all of us need to calm down. And
so did Trump deserve the bullet?
Did
Trump deserve the bullet?
This is all you care about are the political hit jobs.
That was his only question. Yes, that's all he cares about. That was his question. And you're not answering it.
Answer the question, bro.
Did
deserve the bullet?
Did Donald Trump
deserve the bullet
on his side ever? Did Donald Trump
answer the question?
Did
Trump deserve the bullet?
You can't answer the question.
This is wild. Nobody can answer a question.
We're here to play.
No, bro, it's my turn to ask the question. It's your turn to answer.
It's YouTube video
clips. Did Trump deserve the bullet?
Did Trump disavow violence in this country ever?
Did he deserve the bullet? Yes, he's disavowed violence. But again, I just did. Now your turn. Now your turn. It's your turn.
Did Donald Trump?
Did Trump deserve the bullet?
I never said that. No, I never said that. No.
Okay, except you did to your co-host.
No,
You
I
said,
didn't. Oh, wait. When did
your
Donald Trump
exact
disavow?
words-
Wait. When did
you-
Donald Trump
your
disavow all
exact
violence in
words
this
to your
country?
co-host, you lying sack of shit. If he
I'm
wanted
the lying
to kill
sack of
Trump,
shit?
the
No
worst
way.
thing that could have
Wait,
happened
Donald Trump
was the
disavowed
bullet
all
missing.
political violence. And
That's what you said.
Destiny said that. Holy fuck. Well, I wish they would play the clip because it's so true. He literally said that.
Yeah. And this
Literally.
This is where, when
You're
you're
the
putting
biggest lying sack of
YouTubers, when
shit,
you're putting YouTubers and tweeters on the same level as the president of the United States, this is why conservatives are absolutely brain broken when it comes to violence in this.
Bro, who is putting no one is saying you're as influential as Donald Trump, motherfucker. You are influential though. That's why people want you to condemn it. If you lived by yourself under a fucking rock like Patrick Starr in the bottom of the goddamn ocean, no one would give a fuck what you thought.
That's why it'll continue.
But
There'll be more
Destiny,
deaths.
Destiny,
Maybe it'll be me at the next one. Who
Destiny,
knows? There'll be
Well,
more
I do
people
agree
who
you want
die,
it to
and
continue.
you guys are all
Destiny-
going to turn around and be like, I can't believe it. What's going on?
Destiny-
What's happening here?
Hold on. Fuck, I missed the chat for a minute. Icy Bird, what's up? What's up? Thanks for checking out the stream. How's it going? And thanks for getting up in the chat. Welcome to Dark Times with Dark Match Steve. We do several hour-long Edge session 5 nights a week. I normally start at 8 p.m. Eastern. I used to do, and I will be soon doing more. I do parody songs for the Bubba the Love Sponge show, which is the Bubba Army channel on YouTube. That's why I have anybody in my chat at all, is because they know me from Bubba's stuff. But yeah, welcome. Celebrity boxing, LOL, that was hilarious. I have enjoyed a guilty pleasure of mine is covering reacting to and playing the Island Boys boxing people and playing that on my stream. That is a guilty pleasure of mine, is watching those two, like, you know, they're like everyone's gone to school with people like the Island Boys, especially if you grew up in Florida. You've dealt with fucking people like this, and it's funny to finally see them get their ass beat and see like some people who are actually just their whole entire being is just fueled by retarded ego, and to see them get crushed in a boxing ring and look absolutely like shit is very entertaining to me. I do enjoy that. Yes, Caleb, absolutely. No, or Zaleb, sorry, dude. Yeah, no, I completely agree. Admit more powerful denouncil of violence would come first from the president of the USA. I 100% agree. I told you I ain't here to defend Trump, so please don't feel shy about saying whatever about Trump in the chat. We can talk about it. Crazy Lord, Destiny's point is why should he condemn it when his opponents won't? Dude, but that is the thing. There are people. Look, I think. I agree. I don't like and look, some of you guys, you might be new to the channel, and it's okay if you think I'm schizo or something. I do not believe the official story of the FBI. I'm sorry. Kash Patel, I never trusted him, but he is not that he's lost my trust. He's lost my even ability to trust him in the future. You know how trust has to be earned. I don't even think they can earn my trust at this point after what's gone on. And look, I've covered more other nights some of the facts where I disagree with the FBI with what actually happened and whatever. So guys, just if you are new around here, I think the powers that be running through me, death grips. No, I'm kidding. So no, the powers that be, I think, are pushing us towards a civil war type of thing. I think there are people that are pushing us towards this, and I think the FBI is lying about who they have. We can go through all of it after we get through this debate. If you guys want to stick around, we can go through what I think really happened, because I've even consolidated it a little bit more, because the past couple nights we've kind of been looking more into shit. I pulled up the map myself, figured out where he was sitting, where the bullet could have come from, according to a few different videos that I have. And, you know, I just, I think the FBI are full of fucking shit. So for whatever that's worth, I just, just for the record, I know some people, a lot of the time when I cover Destiny stuff, there's left-leaning people that come in here and seem to, I don't know, I think I give off the vibes like I'm going to defend Trump or something. Maybe it's the crisis actor hat. I don't know. I'm all over the place, guys, so I apologize. Sorry. No doxing. Hey, that's one thing we don't allow in the chat. I'll allow anything else. You can say whatever you want about me or Donald Trump. We don't allow doxing in the chat. All right. Tank the economy was legend of the Republican. Butter Knife said, I don't think Trump is the problem. I think the Republican Party is not favorable to the public, and it took an entertainer to get elected and make huge changes. Dude, I am really worried about Trump's proximity to Palantir, and I'm worried that Peter Thiel is the one that is the head of Palantir, and he is also obsessed with the Antichrist and tracking people using artificial intelligence. And that's like, Trump gave a contract to Palantir too for collecting data using whatever system whatever AI tech that they came up with. I forget the name for the system or whatever the fuck the new tech that they're using for AI to track like every little bit of data on every single fucking citizen. I don't like any of this shit. I don't like it. And then everybody in the Republican Party is just absolutely butt buddies with Israel. It is fucking ridiculous. I'm just like, I'm so fucking done with politics. I miss 2016 Donald Trump when no one knew, 2015, 2016, where Donald Trump triggered people and there's really no telling what the fuck he was going to do. That was a fun time. That was a fun time because I could honestly defend Donald Trump and call people retarded for freaking out and saying he's Hitler. And now things have gotten complicated, guys. Okay? It's not so simple these days. I miss the old days. I miss being able to troll people by just wearing a red hat and not being worried that I'd get sniped or hit with a bike lock. Those were the days.
Okay, Destiny, if you care so much about political violence in America, why don't you lead the way yourself without mentioning anybody else? Why don't you, Destiny, right now just outright condemn the murder of Charlie Kirk?
Because we've been doing that for a decade. One side can't turn down the temperature. The other side can't turn down the temperature. If Donald Trump can't, then the left shouldn't until he does.
Got it.
Republicans
you don't want to do it.
need accountability for their actions. They need some responsibility for the insanity.
He had it coming,
even though you take none yourself. Let me bring in Jack Posobiec.
We absolutely.
All right, that's enough, Destiny. I'll bring in Jack Posobiec.
Yeah,
Jack.
Okay. Jack Posobiec is far too calm. He needs to start screaming in a second here, or he's not going to win this debate.
Nice, both sides it.
Jack.
Yeah.
What is your response to this?
Watch Andrew Wilson's cigarette. He's close to done with this one. So if we don't catch him lighting the next one, we just have to watch. If he has a longer cigarette, I got to change my tracker here. Everybody help me pay attention. A Fat Pig Lover, welcome. The original OG checking in. Have a great show. Thank you, Fat Pig. Love you. Sorry I rushed you off the call last night. Bro, Fat Pig, I was live until 12 something. I had a 4.5 hour long stream last night, and I did not even mean to. So, I just knew I had a lot of shit to get to. Sorry I rushed you off the call, lover. Love you. Thank you for checking in.
You're not going to believe what happened. Tell me everything. I'll show you on Monday.com. So I started the biggest initiative of the quarter.
I mean, Piers, this is exactly what I'm talking about. This type of ideology where you
Slasher. I'm kind of there with you. Andrew Wilson, and God bless him. I think he's great, but I feel like he does kind of pander a little bit to the audience. I don't know. But he probably believes most of the shit he says, but some of the, I don't know, man.
got someone who's willing to mock Erica, who's been standing strong for her family, for her children, who's just, she will never be able to grow old with Charlie. She will never be able to be with them again, have more children.
I feel bad. I keep interrupting Jack Posobiec, but Flies FM. Andrew does feel like a grifter at times, a little bit, but you know, it's the kind of thing where, bro, the last person that called him a grifter, I feel so bad. I don't want. See, this will go. If I ever talk to Andrew Wilson, this will get thrown back in my face. Someone will clip this and send it to him that I said he's a grifter. Last person that called him a grifter did a debate with him, and all Andrew's audience came over to the moderator's channel and absolutely buried them in dollar bills. So it just made that guy look like a complete piece of shit for calling him a grifter. But he does, I don't know, sometimes he leans into some things to an extent that, I don't know, man. It feels like a little bit performative and like pandering a little bit. But like I said, he has the good argumentation to back whatever positions he normally takes. So I don't think he's being fake, but I feel like there's a performative level to it that is palpable. Hold on. Diego Luna, IDK, why these people here on Piers right now just seem too young at heart to be taken serious about what they're saying. You think Destiny's too young and cute? You can't take him seriously? How am I supposed to take Destiny seriously when I get a boner from looking at him because he's so young and cute?
To have grandchildren, to have those memories, to raise them, it's all gone. Every single moment of that future that they had was gone because someone fired a bullet at Charlie Kirk that said, "Hey, fascist, catch." And now you have people celebrating it. And when you ask people
That's
about
not even
it,
the
they
bullet
say,
that was fired.
"Oh,
How are you lying about this?
Shut
even?
up, Destiny.
Holy
Shut up.
shit! You're so
Shut
shameless,
up.
dude. Oh my god! You're not even inside the right bullet. You're such a disgusting piece of shit. Holy.
What a pedantic point. What a pedantic.
Thank you, Andrew. Thank you. What a useless, trivial point. Holy fuck. That is painful. I see why he said it now. They teased with this clip earlier at the beginning of this. I see why he went with this now, because it's literally everyone, I'll say it a fourth time, literally everyone is piling on him and disgusted with the fact that he can't condemn someone as I don't even have to, someone as great as Charlie Kirk. You can't condemn him getting his fucking neck blown out.
Professional liar.
He's desperate to win some way, and he's going to split hairs about which bullet was fired and which one had the proper words etched on it, and if it was spelled properly. He's gonna fact check every little bit of that.
It's total pedantry.
I would like to let Jack finish his point, please.
Yeah, and they'll claim there's no leftist connection. They'll claim there's no there, and then go so far as to lie and say there's some kind of Christian conservative connection when you could see the writing on the bullet casings. And so, these are very common symbols associated, whatever. The point is, right, it should be very, very clear. Are we connected with our humanity or are we not? And some people are willing to do that. Anna's been willing to do that. We've done shows together. They've been fine. They've been good. We've jousted. We've done the back and forth. Destiny and I in the past have had shows together where before he kind of took this turn, and you think there are people who can just be willing to stand up for humanity.
Jack, it reminds me a bit of the journey I've gone on, very different circumstances, but the Israel-Hamas war. The reason I asked everybody on the pro-Palestinian side for months after the war started, do you condemn what Hamas did, is I think it was very enlightening as to the humanity of the person by how they responded. If their immediate response was, of course I do, the mass murder of civilians on October the 7th was a horrendous atrocity, then we can move on to an intellectually honest debate. If they refuse to condemn what Hamas did, it's a completely different debate. And similarly, right now, I feel if you can't condemn a lot of what the IDF are doing, frankly, it's my opinion, in Gaza, then the same thing. If you're unequivocally like, it's all fine with 20,000 plus kids being killed, then I've got a problem with that too. But I do think you've got to try and maintain in all of these debates a modicum of humanity about people who are actually being killed. And what is terrifying about the mindset of a lot of people on the woke left I've seen since Charlie Kirk's death is the brazen glee that they're taking to his murder. And then when I see even...
He lit a new cigarette. That sneaky bastard. Look at this. He already finished that other one. Look. Where are we at?
They're taking.
That is a new cigarette. He's trying to be sneaky. He knows when the camera's not on him, and so he lights a new one. You ain't fooling me. That's cigarette number 3. Okay.
His murder. And then when I see even Destiny, who's a very well-followed person on the internet, well-known, when Destiny, frankly, if you can't bring yourself just to say the murder was horrific and should never have happened, it's a very simple sentence. It's just basic humanity. It really makes me despair.
Hold on, guys. I think I got a fart. Hold on. Did you guys hear that? Hold on, I think I got another one. Oh, you couldn't hear that one. Oh, shoot. What am I going to do? I got the fart tracker and I got the Andrew Wilson cigarette tracker. Hold on. We'll put the fart one up real quick. We got fart counter. We got 1. But I'm going to leave that's just for the record. I'm going to leave the Andrew Wilson cigarette counter, cigarette tracker. Put that back at 3. Okay.
Yeah. For where
we're good. Let's move on.
Everything is going, because it's indicative of the mindset of I can't give an inch to my political opponents, therefore I lose my humanity. How can that be right?
Because you can't give an inch to political opponents that won't recognize or acknowledge anything they've done is wrong.
Oh boy, we're getting nowhere. Flies FM, you are hilarious, brother. Never thought to track his cigarettes, dude. I thought of this. I'm not. I sometimes I have my creative moments, but I'm not. Look, I was stunned how many new cigarettes I saw Andrew Wilson light during his debate with Destiny about the insurrection, which he definitely seemed like he won until they got to the Q&A and people really started grilling him about providing a definition for insurrection. And he just outright refused to because he said he doesn't have to according to, his debate rules or whatever. It wasn't, Andrew Wilson looked really good during that debate until it got to the Q&A, and the way he was so evasive with that, and not that I think he should be required to provide a definition for someone else to, win or lose the debate about whether it was an insurrection. Destiny's claim was that it was an insurrection, and Andrew Wilson just basically went there to dismantle that, and he did good, but then they asked him for his definition so that they could know whether anything would fall under his categorization of an insurrection, and he just outright refused. It was interesting, but he smoked like, I'm not even kidding, he smoked like over a pack of cigarettes. So I had to. I was like, this is actually interesting how many fucking cigarettes he could smoke.
All it's done is gotten us here. This is where we're at because of that exact mindset. Will any of the conservatives here acknowledge the conservative that murdered Melissa Hortman and her husband and shot the other senator in Minnesota?
Jaina, sorry. Y'all are eating and stuff. Guys, eat dinner earlier. This stream gets pretty wild. But yeah, thanks for joining us. Thanks for getting in the chat. Welcome.
We have got to the point where literally anybody can build a fully working app without knowing how to code. This is
Destiny. As long as while we're piling on Destiny and critiquing him, he absolutely assaults his audience with these ads. I mean, does he assume all of them are using premium YouTube or what? Because this is insulting. It's every like 2 minutes there's an ad.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And this isn't on Piers. This is Destiny's page.
Just
that it was
about
a
all
conservative
political
shooter.
violence?
That it was a conservative shooter.
I don't know the details on that particular case. If I did, and it turned out that it was the case, of course, I would say that such violence should be disavowed. Thing is, you can't hold your entire moral standard based on what you think Trump is doing or not doing. What does that have to do with you, Destiny? It has nothing to do with you. You can easily just say, you can lead by example and say, let's all tone down the violence.
You can't lead by example.
That's what
I'm
you
not
want,
the president
right?
of the United States. That's what Democrats have been doing.
Wait,
for
you
the
can't
last
lead by
decade.
example because you're not the president? That's the stupidest thing I've heard
if
today.
one side wants to fight and the other side doesn't, then you're going to fight. One side can't decide not to fight, but the other
That
side
makes no
decided to.
sense. What does that have
What
to
do you
do
mean
with
it
you?
makes no
You
sense?
can-
If
you
some
can
guy comes up to
easily-
you to
you
fight,
can easily
and the
just
other
say it
side
now,
says, I don't
Destiny.
want to, you don't really have the choice there.
Lead
That's
by
how fighting
example,
works.
then. Lead by
You can't lead
example
by
and show
example.
us.
That's called dying.
You can.
Actually,
Right
I
now,
thought,
you
I
can
thought,
right
I
now.
actually
Second
thought,
Amendment rights.
Do it right
I
now.
actually
That's a party
thought,
of
let me
This is not a good analogy, Destiny.
jump in.
Because you're actually happy
Let me
about
jump
it,
in
Destiny.
here.
Just be honest, you're happy
I actually
about it.
felt that Anna hit the nail on the head here, which is she did not need to wait for Donald Trump to comment on this to make her own mind up about what had happened. That is intellectual honesty, right? Yes, it may have been somebody that she totally
And as
disagreed
a
with on
right-wing
many
talking
issues.
head, why, yeah,
The
no, of
simple,
course you can do
humane thing
this.
to do with any event like this is to ask yourself, how do I personally feel about it? Not what does Donald Trump think about it, or what does Joe Biden think about it, or what does Timbuktu think about it? It's what do I personally feel about this? It didn't take me very long, Destiny, to understand that I felt repulsed by the execution of somebody in cold blood with his wife and 2 young children there watching. It's a human reaction. I don't need to know what Donald Trump thinks about it.
Let me address some things in the chat. Panda says, I quit ciggies and I got the vapes. Now I can't stop the vapes. Yeah, so you guys may have seen I do have I do pipe tobacco once in a while. It's like maybe just like a little bit each week. I'll do like maybe 1 day a week. I'll smoke this. And right now I'm having some kind of weird sinus thing. I don't know if I'm sick or if it's a sinus infection or what. But so I was just gonna throw some tobacco at it, see if it made it worse or better. But yeah, I don't really smoke tobacco much at all. What I normally use now is, well, I shouldn't even show you the brand, but it's nicotine toothpicks is what I use. These things, and I'm actually gonna start making them myself because I realized I can just the kind that I get are preferably, sometimes they don't have them in stock, but the kind I normally get is the unflavored ones. It's literally, I say that too much, I'm sorry, nicotine and vegetable glycerin. That's all that this is. So I use these most of the time, and they work really well. They're nice. And this brand has minimal ingredients. The fucking, what's the one? Tony Hinchcliffe was promoting, I forget what brand it was, but I looked into those, and those have fucking sugar and stuff in them. So I figured that'd give me cavities. I won't even try those. But these is just vegetable glycerin, nicotine, and flavor if you pick a flavor. I do have this tobacco flavor one, which I use here and there because they don't actually sell the unflavored ones at the stores near me because no one buys them except me. So yeah, I'm just gonna eventually when I figure out exactly how to dose it properly so I don't kill myself with nicotine, I'm gonna just buy toothpicks and get some pure unflavored vape vegetable glycerin with nicotine. And I know a vape website that sells organic sourced vegetable glycerin made from organic vegetables, which is nuts. But so I'll probably be making my own nicotine toothpicks here soon. But yeah, if you really want to quit vaping, check out the picks. It's a little bit of a delayed gratification. That's really the only difference. You get a good little nick buzz from it. You feel it, and you can taste it. And it really surprised me the day that I tried to switch from vaping to these, that you really, once you kind of get used to it, I mean, it was even on the first day I put one of the picks in and just wasn't even sure what to expect because it seems like it's just not going to do anything. But then 5 minutes later, I was like, oh, fuck, I feel it. And then I noticed that I went like a few hours without even thinking about wanting to vape. So they work pretty well. I recommend the toothpicks if anybody's trying to quit smoking or quit vaping. And it was so good too. I traveled recently. I went to Wyoming, which I can't recommend enough. And it was really nice to having switched to the toothpicks. I was getting my buzz up in the airport, didn't give a fuck. No one could tell me anything. And I was just like, I'm fucking popping picks, motherfucker.
At all. I don't understand why you need to wait for him before your own humanity.
I don't need to wait for anybody. No, you're not asking how we feel about it. You're asking what the public statements should be. And the public statements should be the president of the United States.
I'm not.
Yes, you are.
No,
You're
I'm
asking
not.
me for a public statement
I'm
right
asking,
now.
where is your humanity? You can't just say the murder was
Where is your humanity,
wrong.
peers? You guys are playing into this exactly. I think you probably know it. I think Cornell was right about this. You know where your bread is buttered as well. You guys play into this. It's insane to me that the president of the United States can't say, hey, all of us need to be less violent. We all need to calm down. That the president of the United States can't say this, but you will endlessly scour Twitter and YouTube for leftists to bring on and say, don't you guys disavow the violence? It's absolutely absurd to me.
Hunger Root is here and I needed it.
Another ad, bro. We went 2 minutes.
Because my fridge is super empty. I'm going to open the box.
You know, Cornel,
like I'm being violated.
West should have stayed in his seat. We were debating free speech, actually, and whether
You're not debating free speech. It's not
well, let
even
me
an
finish.
equivalent conversation,
Let me finish,
Piers.
and whether the
Insane.
overuse of words like Hitler, Nazis, and fascists was actually empowering deranged young minds to think they were battling actual new Hitler, Nazis, and fascists. And actually, when Andrew pointed out to Cornell that he had used the phrase neo-fascist about Trump, that's when Cornell decided he couldn't take part in the debate anymore, when he was reminded of something he had said. He didn't try and deny it. He just said, I don't want to have this debate, and left.
Piers, how long have you been in the United States, like following our politics?
Over 20 years, I've lived and worked in America.
Okay, if you've lived and worked in America, I grew up as a conservative listening to Rush Limbaugh and to Glenn Beck and to Billy Cunningham and to Sean Hannity. You're going to sit here and pretend like Democrats are the ones that started the name calling? I heard them call Obama and the Clinton socialists and communists.
When did I say that?
What a fucking stupid waste of time. God damn, this is, I mean, it's entertaining to watch this, but what a waste of time to fucking debate about who started what with the name calling and whatever. It's so dumb. When you sign on to this, you know, when you hop on this train of thought that Destiny's going with, where Donald Trump and no politician, no person can say to other people that we need to fight like hell and our country's being stolen and whatever. You can't use that kind of language, because then you're responsible for an insurrection. And, oh, you guys, Rush Limbaugh started the name calling. And so, you know, whatever. That's why I can't condemn. You guys started it. So it's just like, it's such a stupid argument to have. I 100% think lefties and whoever, and also JD Vance, who did call Donald Trump Hitler, I think you guys should be able to. If you really think, and even if you don't really think that Donald Trump is Hitler, you should be able to call him that and make your point and argue it without... Are we just going to shut down all adult discussions that get a little bit heated because there's some fucking crazy people out there, in theory? Again, I'll remind you, I think this was a fucking 3-letter agency operation, what happened to Charlie Kirk, and probably all of the last like major shootings that have happened. Please, I know I sound schizo, just bear with me. So I especially think this is a retarded argument to have, but even if you believe that some people hear Donald Trump called Hitler and so they think they need to kill him, I'm sorry, but we have to just like if Trump is somewhere, he needs better security. If you're Charlie Kirk doing a college thing, you need to do it in an auditorium where they have fucking whatever, the metal detectors and stuff. We can't just say we can no longer, even if you think Kamala Harris is a stupid fucking bitch, you can't say it because someone might kill her. It's like, I'm sorry. That's what I think she is. We need to be able to have an adult conversation. Sorry, there's crazy people. That's not my fault.
Heard them go. I'm just saying, why are we pretending that some
Wait,
people...
I'm saying, why did Cornel West
household?
Why would Cornel West walk out on a debate when we're literally talking about the importance of speech? Makes no sense to me.
If speech is important, then the president should exercise it more cautiously.
So should you.
Republicans have been. You can't stop.
You've got millions of followers, and you think it's fine to show them you're mocking a widow.
You cannot choose for your opponent not to fight you.
Fine.
If Republicans
You mocked
won't
a
turn
grieving
down
widow.
the rhetoric, then who cares? Donald Trump shouldn't have used the rhetoric that led her to be killed. 2 days before she dies,
cares that you mocked a grieving widow?
This is all. It's just virtue signaling. You guys are excited about it. You guys love it.
How is it? How is it that you said this guy can't possibly be a leftist?
It's exciting to you. It's insane to me.
Yeah.
No.
How is it that you said this guy can't be a leftist because he grew up in a white Christian household when you grew up in a white Christian household by your own?
Dude, Andrew Wilson for the win. Oh my God, that is good. Oh, that is good. Thank you for paying attention, sir. I'm having too much fun just being entertained. I have a boner right now, and I was totally distracted. I didn't even pick up on how, by Destiny's definition of whether this shooter, what political side he leans towards, by his definition, Destiny is a conservative. God damn, Andrew Wilson. Taking the W tonight.
On a mission just now, and you're leftist, Destiny.
I'm
Can you explain that
36
to me?
years old. This guy was 22, and he lived at home.
What does that have to do with
basically his entire
anything?
life.
What does that have to do with anything?
Oh my God, Destiny's getting fucked.
20 years to separate myself from my parents' ideology. I didn't live with them still. Jesus.
So 6 months, 1 year, 20 years? Why does it matter how long it took to separate? You just got to say it was impossible, and you yourself are a leftist who grew up in a Christian conservative household, dude. You're the worst hypocrite I've ever.
Ouchie, Fauci.
Seen.
Hold on.
You're
I'm
the
sorry.
worst
You think that a 22-year-old has as much time to separate himself from the ideology that he grew
Did
up
I
with
say
as
that?
a 36-year-old?
Didn't say
Yeah, you
it.
just made
It's
the
a
comparison,
pedantic,
dipshit.
stupid
Of course
point.
you did. It's not
Let me
picking.
ask
I made the comparison that
Absolutely
forcing to be
on the subject.
radicalized.
What a
Look at
stupid
you.
Bro, Destiny is absolutely drowning here. He's barely got his head above water. This is bad.
Boy,
Let me jump in. Let me jump in.
Not like it's one thing when Destiny looks like a cold, callous motherfucker, but then he also brings the facts and arguments to kick the shit out of you. Then you kind of go, oh, well, he had the facts on his side and presented them and made really good arguments. And he's cold, but he won. This is sloppy.
Let me jump in. Let me ask Jack. Jack, you
kind of, I mean, he's borderline getting bullied here.
You know the Kirk family well. You've been around the Kirk family, I think, since this is appalling murder has happened. When you hear Destiny saying, who cares about the fact that he openly, publicly mocked Erica Kirk, a grieving widow within...
I don't think Destiny... okay, they were both talking at the same time. To be 100% fair, I'm being way too charitable, but I think Destiny was talking about something else. When he said, who cares? He was in the middle of saying something else. And then I think he stated something about Trump and said, Donald Trump didn't condemn it. Who cares? I kind of think Piers didn't pick up on that.
Literally a day or two of her husband being murdered. How does that make you feel as a friend of the family?
When you've got smoke-free satisfaction, you've got the freedom to do.
It's very angry, Chris.
Did Andrew Wilson light another cigarette? Hold on. I take this cigarette tracker far too seriously. Hold on. Oh my God. Is that a new one? Hold on, guys. I'm losing track. Oh. Hold on.
A day or two of.
It's a new one. It's a new cigarette. I knew it, you sneaky, sneaky bastard. He's lighting a new one. Hold on. We're on number 4. A cigarette number 4. I busted, buddy. Busted.
From being murdered. How does that make you feel as a friend of the family?
It's very angry, Piers, you know. And here's the thing is she's seeing all of it. She's going to see all of it. Her kids are going to watch this video one day. It's just, that's sort of the nature of reality now. They will see all of this and they will see the reaction. And I just hope that those of us who knew Charlie, worked with Charlie, who knew Charlie beyond the, you know, TikToks and short videos can also be there for those kids as they grow up to let them know who their dad was.
And
kids are going to grow up and watch old episodes of Piers Morgan uncensored. How performative is this? Is everybody here? Did we all get like a script before the show? What?
They watch a lot of old episodes of the
so
JFK.
embarrassing. You make the left look so bad, and you don't even.
Okay, so who is it? Crazy Lord. What does the bullet engraving have to do with it being concretely left ideology or right? It could be either or. Those quotes have been used by extreme left and by extreme right groypers. So can I seriously, and Crazy, I'd be willing to concede your point. For real, I'm puzzled by, I'm not saying it's impossible. I don't know Nick Fuentes' Groyper group. I keep up with, you know, clips on Nick. I appreciate some of Nick Fuentes' stuff, but I do not follow him. He streams the same time I do. There's no way I could. So, but I'm not really familiar with his fan base that much. I don't keep track of him that much. But that is one thing with the engravings that I just found it a little bit hard to. I found it a little hard to imagine a Groyper who those people get called fascist and stuff. And I just, I mean, if you have some examples of when Groypers have called a right-wing person fascist, like I could imagine if there was a possibility that a Groyper shot a left-wing person and they claimed, they wrote fascist or you're the true fascist or even just fascist on the bullet or something, I could be like, okay, I get it. Like the Groypers are saying the lefties are the Democrats are the real fascists because they want to shut down speech and whatever. But yeah, that was one thing that got me to being suspicious of the Groyper claim is because it said fascist on it, but I don't know. Jaina Nis said, yeah, I don't think the right wing really uses the word fascist. I don't know. Like, that's what I'm saying. I could see it used against a left wing person. I can't see a Groyper shooting somebody who is a conservative, someone on the right who is left of Groypers. You know what I mean? Like Groypers are further extreme on the right, and to shoot somebody who's leaning towards their same side of the aisle, but less aggressively so, how they would call them a fascist or even, you know, I could see that being used towards a Democrat, though. I don't know. Yeah, Kirk wasn't left wing. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't understand. Groypers are the equivalent of tankies on the left. Then I definitely. Well, no. So, but that's the thing. I have. I've thought about it, and that's what I'm saying. Is I don't think Nick Fuentes. I'm sure, and I don't follow him enough, but I'm sure he has used the word fascist. I wouldn't doubt he's used that about a Democrat. I just can't see them using that towards someone else that's on the right who's less extreme than them. You could be right though, dude. I'm not betting any money on what's engraved on the bullets. I've kind of already explained. I don't trust the FBI. The engravements, the suspect admitting that he did the engravements on the bullets, that the FBI learned, according to the FBI, they found that information that he engraved them according to the Discord messages, which, if I'm not mistaken, up until 2 or 3 days ago when I saw the last reporting on it, Discord said that those messages didn't exist, that they were not sent on Discord. So, something's up.
Even realize it. You are
My God.
seriously so embarrassing.
Okay, yeah.
God.
You can talk to your best friend.
You really
Glenn
are.
Beck about
I mean,
it
like,
later,
you-
have
do you
another
feel-
30-minute conversation about it, Anna.
Maybe I
Talk about how
will.
the
Maybe I
mean
will talk to
wokies
Glenn
on-
Beck about
on
it.
Twitter
Oh, is
are
that
bullying you about it.
is that
Yeah.
is that
And
naughty? Is it
How
naughty
many
to have
conversations have you had with
people
Nick?
across the
Huh?
aisle?
You had more conversations with Nick than anyone.
So mean. Oh no, not the meanies on Twitter.
Anna,
How many
finish
more
your point.
lawsuits are you going to face from women that you allegedly secretly
Like, what do you mean?
recorded during intimate moments? Destiny, I can't believe
Didn't you suck off Nick Fuentes?
anyone
Are you
takes you
se- are you
seriously.
really-
You're
you wanna
disgusting.
pull out Twitter?
You're
Do you wanna pull out
embarrassing,
Twitter rumors
and
now?
you should
Yeah,
be
keep going,
shunned
Anna.
from
Yep.
public life with your disgusting
My God,
treatment
I can't
of all
believe you
sorts
got
of
bullied
people,
so hard on
including
Twitter.
young
This is what you
left-wing
become.
girls, women
You're turning
that you
more
victimized
blonde right
allegedly.
now in the window. You're
yeah,
so,
that's who
you're
you
like
are.
2 shades away from being
You're
a Fox News
embarrassing.
host, Anna.
You
Keep
embarrass
going.
the left.
You gotta
You're the
go
type
get
of
go get
person
some
who
lip
pushes
filler in there.
people
You
away
gotta
from
do-
the
you're
left.
so close,
Make
Anna.
sure you understand that.
Mhm.
You're
Yep.
embarrassing. There's no morality with you. There's no grounding
Absolutely
values.
not.
There's
Of
no
course
principles.
not. Yeah.
All you want is attention, 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 attention. That's all you
Absolutely.
want.
Yeah, that of
That's
course.
all
Well,
you
you and
want.
Jen talking about
Endless
how
attention.
9/11 was
Say
caused by the
disgusting,
Jews, and you have
provocative
another
garbage.
another
that you
friendly
want
conversation with
attention.
another
Yeah.
mainstream conservative commentator about how you're such a leftist, but those people on Twitter are so mean.
Having a debate or dialogue doesn't automatically mean that you agree with everything they have to say. It means you're coming
No, it's
together
when you sit down and you
you're
agree with
exchanging
everything they have to
ideas
say.
and
Then you agree with
debating
everything they
them.
have to say.
No, I don't agree with everything they have to
You
say.
do.
What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
yeah, you do.
I
Of
don't
course.
agree
I don't have no idea what they're bickering about.
You
with
do. What do
everything
you
they have
mean?
to
She talked to some conservative people and agreed with them on stuff. Is that what I'm hearing here?
say. But I'm
When
an
you
adult.
sit down and
I
all
can
of your
sit down and
criticisms
have a
are
mature
for the
debate
left,
or conversation.
and you have no disagreements about anything on the right, yeah, that's called
I do have
agreement. is usually what
criticisms
we
for the
call it.
left. I have tons of criticisms for the right. Tons of criticisms. I'm obviously
they don't seem to come out
pro-choice, for
much when you're
instance.
talking to
I
your
obviously
conservative
have a
friends.
huge
Oh, the big guns,
problem
yeah.
with the unending, unmitigated support for Israel, regardless of the genocide they're engaging in. I have all sorts of disagreements with the right. That doesn't mean I'm going to dehumanize them and cheer on the slaughter of my fellow Americans because we have disagreements on politics. You're
I wish
embarrassing.
anybody here had the same energy for the president of the United States, but that's good. I'm glad you guys are focused where it really counts on Twitter and
Dude,
YouTube,
you
which
have
is where the
like
conservatives want you to be
TDS,
focused
like
on, you know?
you are like the prototype of
TDS, yeah,
TDS.
there it
It's
comes, yeah.
unbelievable.
The
You wake
TDS,
up every
yes.
morning and you decide your
Yes,
behavior is going
true.
to hinge on Trump.
Tell me
Well,
more about
who
the
are you as
dancing
an individual?
Israelis and
God,
building
have a
7
little bit
and
of
how the
humanity.
Jews all knew about 9/11
You're a
and they all want us to go to war
You're
in the
a
Middle East. Yeah, of course.
sociopath.
Just one. So that's it. Destiny's video's over. It doesn't end like that, right? Let me go to Piers Morgan. Why? Is this the same one? I guess.
Jasmine Crockett or Maxine Waters or Chuck Schumer, AOC or Bernie Sanders, all of these bastards call us fascists with a straight face. This isn't New Testament turn the other cheek time.
What the fuck? Oh my god. So that that's what they were talking about. The black guy left. Cause of what? Oh my god. I should have been watching from here. I guess Destiny probably made some agreement to only upload his part. Okay, so it doesn't end there. Let's see. Let's finish off with Destiny, and then maybe we'll go back and watch the other guy walk off or something.
You're talking to
I
your
obviously have a
conservative
huge
friends. Oh, the big guns,
problem
yeah.
with the unending, unmitigated support for Israel.
Yeah, so this got cut off. Hold on.
A fight
You're
on
mocking.
Okay, where does this part start? Let's see. It was like 30 minutes. Wait, is this where it actually? Hold on. Okay. So it should be about here.
A widow.
You cannot choose for your opponent not to fight you.
Fine. This is appalling murder has happened. When you hear Destiny saying, who cares about the fact that he...
Past that.
Glenn Beck about it.
Twitter,
is
I'm
that?
bullying you about
Ooh,
it.
is that?
There
Is
we
that
go. We're close.
naughty? Is it
How many
naughty to have
conversations have you had with
people
Nick?
across the aisle?
You had more conversation with Nick than anyone.
112. Let's see.
Endless attention.
9/11 was
Say
caused by the
disgusting,
Jews, and you have
provocative garbage.
Another friendly
Is
conversation.
that a new cigarette? This motherfucker.
Another
Yeah.
mainstream conservative.
I'm telling you guys, it's not easy to track his cigarettes. He's very sneaky. I think he uses one cigarette. He chain smokes. He uses the prior cigarette to light the next cigarette, and so it's real quick, and we don't see it.
Commented about how you're such a leftist, but those people on Twitter are so mean.
Having a debate or dialogue doesn't automatically mean that you agree with everything they have to say. It means you're coming
No, it's
together
when you sit down and you're
exchanging ideas and
then you agree with
debating
everything they have
them.
to say.
No, I don't agree with everything they have to
You
say.
do.
What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
yeah, you do.
I
Of
don't
course
agree
you
with
do. What
everything
do you
they have
mean?
to say. But I'm
When
an
you
adult.
sit down and
I
all
can
of your
sit down and
criticisms
have a
are
mature
for the
debate
left,
or
and you have no
conversation.
disagreements about anything on the right, yeah, that's called
I do
agreement.
have
is usually what we
criticisms for the
call it.
left. I have tons of criticisms for the right. Tons of criticisms. I'm obviously
they don't seem to come out
pro-choice,
much
for
when you're
instance.
talking to
I
your
obviously have a
conservative friends.
huge
Oh, the big guns,
problem
yeah.
with the unending, unmitigated support for Israel, regardless of the genocide they're engaging in. I have all sorts of disagreements with the right. That doesn't mean I'm going to dehumanize them and cheer on the slaughter of my fellow Americans because we have disagreements on politics. You're
I
embarrassed.
wish anybody here had the same energy for the president of the United States, but that's good. I'm glad you guys are focused where it really counts on Twitter. And
Dude,
YouTube,
you
which
have
is what the
like
conservatives want you to be
TDS,
focused
like
on, you know?
you are like the prototype
TDS,
of TDS.
yeah, there it
It's
comes, yeah.
unbelievable.
The
You
TDS,
wake up every
yes.
morning and you decide your
Yes,
behavior is going
true.
to hinge on Trump.
Tell me more about
Who
the
are you as
dancing
an individual?
Israelis and
God,
building
have a little bit
and
of
how the
humanity.
Jews all knew about 9/11 and
You're a
they all want us to go to war
You're
in the
a
Middle East. Yeah, of course.
sociopath.
Let me
I
bring
never
it
once said
Okay.
What is Destiny? What? All of that is true. What's what's wrong?
Jews
Let me
were
bring
behind
in Jack
9/11.
again.
Not
Let me-
once. Don't make things up, you disgusting prick.
Let me
That's
bring
okay,
in
don't
Jack
worry.
again. Let me bring in Jack again. Jack, Peter Navarro earlier was talking about directly to Elon Musk about, in his view, the urgent need for Elon Musk to detoxify X, given that he owns the platform, and that he blamed X for a lot of the toxicity in public discourse. What do you feel about that?
Well, you know, I think there's obviously a tension between, you know, standing and wanting free dialogue and freedom of speech, but also maintaining a line beyond calling for violence and calling for direct violence or direct criminal activity. So, you know, X in its original Twitter fashion, if you go all the way back to, you know, 2012, 2010, when it was really getting going, they used to pretty much the main things that were banned or would get taken down or get accounts banned were posting of direct addresses of people's doxing or posting direct threats to violence. And so I think there needs to be that line set of this is acceptable discourse. This is a back and forth, but the idea that a direct call for violence should be banned, I think that's something that I would support.
Andrew, what do you feel about the social media aspect of all this? Do you think that it is culpable to a degree in the surging toxicity of debate about these things?
Look, social media is a tool. And what social media has done right now is it's allowed us to get a glimpse into leftist ideology, finally. Yeah. And we get to see the insane madness that was always there. And the fact of the matter is that, you know, here on the panel right this second, you have a guy who celebrated a multitude of these types of things, including telling his co-host that basically Trump, the worst place that the assassin could have put the bullet was anywhere other than Trump. I mean, I got the clip of him doing it. And so the thing is like
and he also cheered on the death of the fucking innocent fireman in the fucking bleachers that got taken out. He also said that guy deserved it because he was at a Trump rally. There's also that.
Noted. Now, these people are glad. They're glad. They're happy. They love it. I go on TikTok all the time and I debate with these people. It's very clear that leftists are glad that this happened and that they're going to do everything they can to promote more of it. And we're supposed to base our behavior on what the president does or doesn't say. What, like if Biden, if I had Biden derangement syndrome, I couldn't still come out and condemn political violence? Of course I could. But the thing is
I'm
that
just curious. Anybody have any words for the fact that Charlie Kirk said that Biden should have been executed?
Leftists collectively can't seem to do that, though. I don't know why they can't seem to do that.
No, that was fine when Charlie Kirk said that. Okay,
Anna, Anna, I want to mention something to you, which I was going to.
Did he say that? That's not good. Hold on, I'll let this play. Let me see if I can look that up.
Charlie Kirk was a moderate. He was more moderate than a local electrician.
Yeah, nice pivot.
He was more moderate than a local electrician, and you know
he said
that.
He wanted, he said he wanted to see Biden.
You have debated with the worst,
he
and
said
I've
he
seen
wanted
you do
to
it.
see
You know,
Biden executed. Okay, give me a
no,
fucking break.
that's not what he said.
About any of this
that's
stuff.
not what he said. He said if you violate criminality in criminal laws, then that will be the case.
All right, I want to ask Anna.
There's not what's performative. What's performative?
Oh wait, so if I say, oh well, I think that guy was a criminal. Therefore, the execution is okay. Somehow that makes everything fine with no investigation, no criminal charges.
You say all the time that your political opponent should be in jail and highest extent of the law. You say it all the time. What are you talking about?
Sorry, no, that's Donald
saying
Trump.
the word performative doesn't mean anything.
The National Guard right now is starting bullshit investigations into every
Oh, that's just performative.
I want to bring Anna back in. I want to bring Anna back in.
Performative.
Okay, I want to bring Anna back.
So hold on. It's a bitch because you type in anything Charlie Kirk and all you get is stuff about the assassination. Is this a video? Call for, okay, so yeah, this is on someone's Twitter. Let me see if, okay, I guess, is this a clip or what? Okay, let's see if they play this whole clip, because from what I'm picking up, sounds like Andrew Wilson is under the impression that Kirk said this. This would be like the equivalent of what basically what Andrew Wilson is saying is that if Kirk basically said the equivalent of if Joe Biden gets if he murders someone and gets arrested for it, he should be put to death. If that's the penalty. That's like how Andrew Wilson is presenting this. Let's see if this is something sloppier that is not good. Tyrant who should honestly be put in prison and or given the death penalty for his crimes against America. Okay, so dude, and I look, I wouldn't say that this, if someone said this about Trump, you guys know how I've been scoring everything. I think as long as if this is somewhat of a gray area, because this isn't a call to action, like someone calling for violence. This is a little bit different. I know Destiny, there's no way 30 minutes into getting bent over a barrel and spanked during this debate, there's no way that Destiny would ever concede that this is 100% something different than just calling for violence. This is someone, I assume, Charlie Kirk thinks that Joe Biden has actually done a crime so bad that our laws actually may or may not have the death penalty for I don't know what he betraying the country at some that he thinks that the death penalty is, you know, if he's actually saying this in the context of having Joe Biden tried for crimes and then penalized according to what he's convicted for, then obviously that's fair. That's different.
I am a product of teachers and an educational system that believed.
God, man, I look, I don't like Trump right now, but imagine we almost had this for 4 years. This pilled up fucking clown almost had this for years. Someone talking slow and holding their hands up like they're actually saying something profound and they have to speak with their hands. Fucking unbelievable. We almost had this.
In providing the children with the full expanse of information that allowed them to then and encourage them to then reach their own conclusions and exercise critical thought.
It's crazy that Destiny, I mean, I get it. You're to whatever. He hates Trump and may or may not be towing the party line with endorsing Kamala Harris, even though half of the fucking Democrats were pissed off and he doesn't want to come to terms with that. The biggest donors, John Morgan, publicly said he would not support Kamala Harris because the Democratic Party did a bait and switch on their constituents. That's coming from John Morgan, one of the biggest donors.
In a way that was directly intended to nurture their leadership. I am fully aware that it is because of that approach that I stand before you as Vice President of the United States of America.
I know what you're thinking. We got to get Joe Biden out of the way so we can run up against Cammie. Oh my goodness, is she beatable? It's like Black Hillary on steroids. Is she black? I guess she says she's Caribbean or whatever. It doesn't matter. She gives these speeches and it just has this aura of totalitarianism. My team says she's Indian and Caribbean. I'll tell you what, she would be a lot easier to beat than Joe Biden. A lot. I mean, Joe Biden is a bumbling, dementia-filled Alzheimer's, corrupt tyrant who should honestly be put in prison and or given the death penalty for his crimes against America. But Kamala Harris, my goodness, there's something that just kind of is tribal where people are like, I don't know.
Okay, well, that's all the context with Biden. Yeah, I don't know. This isn't that crazy. If someone wanted to try to force me to condemn this, what I would want ideally is to fully hear, and it's too late for that, obviously, is to fully hear his arguments as to what crimes he thinks Joe Biden, I mean, what, for, pardoning Fauci and the whole Biden family. I don't know what he thinks we got the death penalty coming for, but yeah, I don't know. That one's a little bit of a gray area. Crazy Lord. No, it's a crazy thing to say, but that's what I'm sure, we're going to look back at things everybody has said. I think as long as if someone is speaking along the lines of when they're talking about Joe Biden getting killed, he's saying he wants that to happen according to the rule of law, right? So it's like, obviously, and not everyone's on the same page that Biden has done something that deserves the death penalty. But if you go inside Charlie Kirk's brain, I don't know what he's accusing. He's thinking Biden did to deserve the death penalty, but it's essentially in Charlie Kirk's brain, he's saying Biden did something akin to murder, and I want him to stand trial and be put in prison or get the death penalty according to the rule of law. That is a little bit different than saying, you should snipe a politician. But that is a gray area, though. It's a little bit. It's not something I would say. I'll put it that way. A little bit sloppy.
Back in because the president-elect of the Oxford Union, probably the most premier debating society in the world. I've done it several times myself. George Aberonye reportedly posted several. He didn't reportedly. He did post several comments in a WhatsApp group, appearing to celebrate the murder of Charlie Kirk. One said, "Charlie Kirk got shot. Let's fucking go." Another one was, I think, LOL. This guy is going to be the president of the Oxford Union Debating Society, and yet he is celebrating the murder of somebody he literally debated himself in the Oxford Union in May. I found that terrifying. I mean, he shouldn't still be in the job, because how can you possibly be the head of a debating society when you think the way to debate with people is murder them if they don't agree with you? But again, the gleeful celebration. This is supposedly one of the brightest students in Britain. You know, president of the new Oxford
he can't
Union
be that
Debating.
bright.
Oh, this guy. Yeah. Bubba was talking about this guy. What a nasty thing. What a fucking disgusting thing. I mean, Jesus, guys. I mean, I do so many debate reviews. I have such a... I hold debates as such a valuable thing for our society and such an important thing for us to be able to have. And for people to take L's in these debates so bad that they want to kill Charlie Kirk, that is just, I mean, that's saying something about how well Charlie Kirk debates, but then that's also saying what a weak-minded little piece of shit you are.
Society.
And this is I guess this is where I differ from some of these people celebrating. I didn't agree with Charlie Kirk on most things. Only time I played his content on my channel was to refute it. And what is this? We got to add. But if I were an opponent of Charlie Kirk, I would be depressed right now, because now you don't have that. Like, I actually feel with stuff that I want to debate about, I'm like, if I'm going to debate about something, I'm at least fairly sure that I'm right. And I'm like striving, desperate for the opportunity to fucking dunk on somebody when it's something that I'm pretty sure about. I mean, I guess that's the difference. These people, their ideology, and I'm not saying Democrats, I'm just saying these people who lose debates with Charlie and then want him dead and celebrate it, their ideology is so weak that a cheap win, like your opponent dying, they consider that a legitimate win for them.
He can't be that bright if he's not considering what a political assassination could potentially lead to. Because where does this end? And that's like one of my biggest issues with a portion of the left. Their inability to see past the current moment, right? You're celebrating it, but what's the long-term goal here? Is the long-term goal to just have to descend to an environment of endless political assassinations and violence? And if we're going to have the left go up against the right in terms of violence, in terms of bloodshed, in terms of shootings, I don't know. I would just venture to say that the right is probably going to do a better job in, taking people out than the left is. This is just a really disgusting, sick ideology, and we need to move away from it. And again, I want to emphasize your personal behavior, the way you choose to behave and respond to things on a day-to-day basis has an impact. Okay, be the change you want to see in the world. So when you have a huge audience.
Dude, that is so fucking funny. Guys, I did not know she said that here. I told you when I started the stream earlier today, I clicked on Destiny's channel just to, because I saw he went live. I got a notification. I normally don't watch him live. I watch mostly his clips and stuff, but I clicked on it just to see what he was saying, what the chat was saying, and, it was sort of like what you'd expect. Like, a lot of the people in the chat agreeing, it's so cucked. Don't condemn anything until Trump does. Yeah, fuck the conservatives. Don't condemn anything. it's only one side, condemning whatever, this and that. And Destiny's like, I'm not condemning anything till Trump does, da da da. And I put in the chat, I told him, Destiny, be the change you want to see. And he read it out loud and responded to it. First time he's ever read something I put in the chat. I had no idea she said the same thing to him. He probably thought I was referencing this. I totally wasn't. That was just weird.
And that audience of young people who look up to you, who feel inspired by you, hear you essentially minimize political violence or even make excuses for it or deflect by blaming Trump for everything. Well, you're essentially indoctrinating people to support and normalize political violence. We can't be doing that. I don't care how people behave on the right. That's not going to have an impact on how I personally choose to behave. I want to be better than that. I want to preach dialogue, okay? Debate, have these conversations. And, Charlie Kirk, the last debate he and I had, Dusty would like you to believe that I agree with the right on everything. I don't agree with the right on everything. We debated about whether or not you have to have children in order to care about the future of this country. So we have a debate, and it's fine. He has a right to his opinions. I have the right to mine. If you care about democracy, the democratic process is reliant on having these types of conversations and reliant on not resorting to violence because you're unable to articulate your arguments effectively against the other side. That's what I see this assassination as. Again, it was cowardice. It was disgusting. It was cold-blooded murder, and no one should be celebrating it. And
that's who said it? Fly FM. Yeah, Flies FM. That's Jack Posobiec. He is currently tweeting about probably something about Destiny. I don't know. It looks like he's on his phone.
no one should be mocking the family members of Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, very well said. I just want to thank.
Was that a new Siggy? Hold up. Where did we see a new Siggy? Oh, well, it's almost over.
Panel for joining me. Jack, I want to say to you,
I'm going to trust the chat. We're going to put a new cigarette in the counter. We got 5. Thank you, chat. Thank you, Flies. Got to watch him like a hawk.
Tell by your demeanor today how profoundly impacted you've been by your friend's murder. God. And I'm just very sorry to you as his friend.
Shut up, Coomer.
You had to endure what must have been a hellish week. And
actual ghouls.
I'd like to send my very best to the family who I know you talked to. And I'm sorry.
Shut up, Coomer.
Some of the things you've had to hear from Destiny in this debate. But thank you for coming on despite what you've been going through. So I appreciate it.
Thank you, Piers. I'll convey that to them.
Thank you very much. Thank you to the panel. Thank you.
Ay caramba. All right, so I did want to see where this guy walks off because that got referenced in the last deal. Let's see how this, if this is going anywhere. How long is this? It's not that long, is it? Right? Okay. Okay, yeah, it's not that bad.
A lot of people think that health is on the other side of some superfoods powder mixed with water. There's a lot of misconceptions out there.
And that's
cocaine.
What is supposed to make America great. The ability to live in a pluralistic society where people have differences of opinion, but can engage with one another in good faith and make their case. You know, I was recently on Tucker Carlson's show for a pretty lengthy interview. And after that interview ended, Tucker Carlson let me know that Charlie Kirk reached out to him and said that he loved the interview and would like to have me on his show. That's the kind of person Charlie Kirk was. Now, that's not to take away from the things that I vehemently disagreed with him on. But engaging in violence is an act of cowardice. It's what losers do. It's what people who are unable to articulate their arguments effectively resort to. That's my take on what happened to Charlie Kirk. And I have to say, the video of him getting killed was one of the most disgusting, horrific things I've seen, and I can't get that image out of my mind. It's seared in my mind.
Well, thank you for saying what you just said. Very clear. What has been truly shocking to me not just the murder itself, which was obviously just horrific, as was the video. And I agree, it's very hard to ever lose that image of what happened. But the reaction from young people in particular on the left, I have to say, I have found absolutely sickening. The glee, the celebration, the TikToks, the general, the behavior of this rap band, Bob Dylan, and then the lying about the fact they were clearly celebrating in the most despicable manner.
Wake up, Jack. Are you tweeting or are you sleeping?
What had happened to Charlie Kirk. You know, I've got no problem with people appraising Charlie Kirk's record and criticizing him where they feel he was wrong about stuff. That's fine. That happens to every public figure when they die. But to gleefully celebrate the cold-blooded execution of a 31-year-old father of two, I just found crossed every line of humanity. And I guess, Anna, you know, a lot of these young people, you've met a lot of these young people on the left. What is going on with young people on the left? And I'm not just saying, I'm not for a moment saying there aren't young people on the right that have similar mindsets about their opponents. But what is going on with these young people on the woke left who genuinely look at that and think this is something to celebrate? Hello and welcome. We begin with some breaking news. Woke is dead. The war on common sense is officially over. Cancelled.
Is this a fucking ad?
Celebrities are emerging from Twitter jail. Virtue signaling has been outlawed under punishment of mass ridicule.
Well,
that was an ad. Unbelievable.
I'm going to answer the question, but let me just note that there are different factions on the left. And I think the way that this is kind of being discussed.
I think I did see him light one with a lighter, that one that I caught him. But the ones that he's where the camera just goes back to him and he has one, he's probably just doing it when the camera's not on him. But I think it seems like he would still have the other one, but then you see a fresh one. I think he's doing them back to back like that.
In a way that just kind of generalizes everyone on the left is kind of unfair. But putting that aside, I do think that we have an overall problem. I think what happened is a symptom of a bigger issue that we have, not just in this country, but I'm seeing it happen globally, where there's just this dehumanization of people based on their political views. And on top of that, the devaluing of human life, right? I mean, we've been seeing images of people being butchered, children being butchered endlessly on social media over the last nearly 2 years. Prior to that, I mean, the rhetoric that devalues human life, I think, has played a role into it. But also, I just think that there's this dumb idea that all you need to do is like get rid of or take out some of the prominent figures on the political side of the aisle that you disagree with, and that'll somehow solve the issue. No, that doesn't solve the issue. What it does is it makes the situation in various countries where this type of political violence plays out far worse. Now you're hearing talk of retaliation in a violent way. When it comes to the Trump administration, you're hearing, policies that are being proposed that would limit the legitimate.
Destiny's not in this part, so I'm going to speed it up. I normally don't like to speed up Destiny videos because you can't fucking understand him, but we're going to go ahead.
Political speech of Americans. I am concerned about that.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete AI creation platform.
Disgusting murderer did is he.
Someone put, thank God Charlie is gone. Everybody dox this person. Find out who this person is. Get him. Get him. You're fired. You're fired. Where do you work? Somewhere in China? You're fired. You are fired from the fucking sushi restaurant you work at. Get him, chat. Get him. Someone get his IP address.
Pushed for this country to devolve further. And I wish that cooler heads would prevail, but at the same time, I don't begrudge people who are angry. I mean, that poor wife and her 2 children witnessed Charlie.
Oh, you're laughing now. You're going to be jobless soon. You're going to be living on the streets. Why am I being racist? How am I being racist? You've got some fucking chicken scratch for your name. That looks like Chinese writing or so. What is that? That's not racist. I'm just observant.
Charlie Kirk gets shot and killed in the neck. I don't begrudge her at all for being furious. I can't even imagine where my headspace would be at right now if that happened to my husband.
Right. Andrew Wilson, where were you when you heard about Charlie Kirk? And what is your view of the fallout from this?
Yeah, I was sitting with my wife watching TV. So the thing is I remember this picture circulating around of Charlie Kirk. He was debating the incoming president of the Oxford Union, and they were all smiles and handshakes. And by the next day, this guy was saying the most insane rhetoric about how he basically had it coming. So how many of these leftists have murderous intent? When we show up to have a conversation with them. We show up to debate our views. We show up to in some way engage with them. How many of them have seething murderous intent behind their eyes, and they don't really want to do any of that? They really want you dead. And that is the biggest demonstration of that, by the way, in that one single picture. You have Anna Kasparian here, and she's talking about this. The Young Turks called Charlie Kirk a fascist how many times? The Young Turks played into this rhetoric how much? They went out of their way to do so. Ruben recently called him out for doing it. So
I've never called him a fascist.
Hang on.
I've literally never. I don't even call Trump a fascist.
I didn't interrupt you once, lady.
But you can't make.
I mean, you know what? This is fair by my rules, guys. I don't. We should be able to have. If you think Trump is a fascist or Charlie Kirk, we should be able to have that discussion, and without saying, "Oh my God, you said Donald Trump is Hitler. That means you want him dead."
Things up about what I've said about Charlie Kirk.
You can talk when I'm done talking, like I was respectful enough to let you do. So the thing is like, yes, they do. This network does do that. And these leftists do that. And they set all the rhetoric up in the world to make sure something like this happened. And they were dancing on the grave of this guy before he was even cold. I have tweets from Destiny, which are insane. The leftists have gone off the reservation. And it's time for us to stop pretending that it's not their rhetoric which is leading to these types of assassinations, because it is. I don't want to hear about factions. All of you guys are doing this. All of you guys have the same type of rhetoric which
guys, we're getting worked. We're getting worked. I'm telling y'all, you gotta be careful toeing the party line and listening to the prominent people on your side of the political aisle. Guys, we got to be careful here. I've called it from the beginning. Even when all the right-wing people were just foaming at the mouth to throw the responsibility of Kirk's death onto some trans person, okay? From the get-go, I've said there's something up. There's something up. And I'm just worried we're getting pushed into something. Look at the debates, look at the shit online. Everyone is acting retarded. And the FBI is playing games with the evidence. Nothing about the FBI's story makes sense. I'm almost... and nothing against anybody, but Bubba the Love Sponge, they were covering it this morning, and it's just frustrating. It is so frustrating to, hear people sort of and they did Dr. Dan and some people on Bubba's show. There's people on different positions on what happened, and I know Dr. Dan said that he said something was up. Something just isn't right with it. But, it's just frustrating. I don't know. I know I'm probably just way autistic. And I honestly probably got so triggered by somebody sent me the tweet with the Charlie Kirk video in it when I first saw it. And someone sent it to me, and the way the link worked in the text message, I could see what it said, that the tweet said Charlie Kirk got shot. And the person that sent this to me, sometimes we fuck with each other and stuff. So I clicked on this, and I thought it was going to be some crazy leftist person that made an AI video to make it look like Charlie Kirk got shot. And it was like a weird, it was weird. It was weird clicking on it, and the mental, the mental states that I went through with seeing it. And it was disgusting. I really thought I was clicking on a fake video. I thought I was clicking on some bullshit somebody made. And then I go and look more on Twitter, and there's 10 angles of it, and I'm just like, fuck. And right away from seeing it, I mean, you knew he wasn't going to make it. And I texted Alex Stein about it, and I told him I'm praying for Charlie. I'm hoping he pulls through. We're hoping for a miracle and whatever. But I just knew there's just no way. There's just no way. You could see he was just immediately gone. And but yeah, I don't know, the way I got triggered by it is just such a disgusting thing to do in front of a bunch of kids, college kids. They're still they're legally, most of them adults probably, but just some smooth baby brain college kids that just want to go out and hear a good debate and hear some political talk and get the mental juices flowing, and had to watch somebody get slaughtered right in front of them. It's just, it's fucking nuts. Someone put it in the chat. Our country's been hijacked by another country. Intentions. I'm pretty much there with you, bro. I won't go as far as to say that I know that it had to do with that country. I don't know that. But what I do know is there's some weird patterns with people showing their loyalties to certain things, and that scares me. And then it also scares me after what we've just been through over the past few months with the FBI and the Epstein files. It scares me that we have that, and then now this, and then on top of it, it scares me that people are so willing to believe the FBI right now. I don't know, like, it's difficult. It's like, to me, when I'm seeing everybody sort of present as if they pretty much believe what the FBI is saying, and to me, it's similar to watching somebody who is like an addict and they're going back for more shit. They're going back for more dope. And you're like, fuck, man. I'm watching you guys. I know I could never get sucked back in. And I have had issues with, addiction with, we already talked about it tonight, about how I got off of painkillers back in the day. This was like in 2009. But anyway, that's what it's like watching people go, oh, well, yeah, this guy's a real piece of shit. The FBI has this guy, and oh my God, what did he send in a text? Oh, is he dating a trans person? That can help us put this somewhere on the political spectrum. Now, I think we're getting closer to knowing which side to blame for this. Yeah. What else is the FBI saying? Oh, he jumped off the roof, hit it in the. It's just like, it's like watching someone who like, you saw them getting sober off of heroin. You saw them going, man, yeah, something's up with the FBI and these Epstein files. It doesn't look good. Trump has got me scared, right? I don't like the vibes. This is like, something's up. Something's up. Watching that heroin addict question their addiction and try to hold off. And then this shooting happens and you guys go right back for the dope. You go right back for it. We got to what's the FBI saying? Oh, well, I don't want to live in a world where we can't even, I get it. The Epstein thing's crazy, but I don't want to live in a world where I can't even trust what the FBI says about a very high profile shooting like this. Guys, get help.
To this, or the networks you work for do.
Well, Anna, let me let you respond to that before I bring Cornell.
I've never called him. I have never called Charlie Kirk a fascist, number one. In fact, if anything, we have received a tremendous amount. I don't remember Trump. I don't remember Cenk calling Charlie Kirk a fascist. In fact, Cenk and I got into a debate about whether or not, hold on. I don't remember Cenk calling Charlie Kirk a fascist. He called Trump a fascist, and he and I got into a debate about that. But to lump in everyone on the left together, I don't agree with Destiny on anything these days. Destiny is totally unhinged in his rhetoric, 100%. I have been critical of Charlie Kirk's political views, but going around referring to people as Nazis, turning the temperature up, I did not engage in that. So I just want you to at least be fair about what I've actually said about
There's no actual reason for us to believe leftists at this point. It's very clear that while they come out with a handshake and wanting to have these conversations, they claim, right? In reality, what they're doing is they have.
Whoa. Okay. So I think I just put it together. Didn't Piers Morgan? They said what's his name? Cornell West, right? That's this guy's name. That he left the debate because he called Trump a Nazi or something. Is that what am I remembering correctly? We're about to watch it. I don't know why I paused it. Here, let's go.
Murderous intent, and they'll celebrate you the day that you die. The next day they'll go after your wife. Thousands of social media accounts going after her wife, or this guy's wife, after she made a speech about her poor husband. Yes, it is your side that's doing that. Like it or not, it's your side that's doing that. There's no equivalency between the right and the left on this. Yeah, okay, fine. You're not a leftist. I'm sorry. Are you on the left wing? Are you a Democrat? Are you more of a Democrat than you are a Republican? Do you move towards those types of issues?
I'm not a Democrat. I actually registered as an independent.
Fine. You register as an independent.
Come on, you gotta at least know what my views are if you're going to attack me.
All right, let me bring in. I've been
attacked by the left over the last 3 years.
All right, let me bring in.
No. I've been attacked by the left. No. Let me just at least address that. I've been attacked viciously by leftists over the last 3 years because of the fact that I want to engage in this type of dialogue, because of the fact I was willing to sit down with Charlie Kirk and with Tucker Carlson and Ben Shapiro. I'm willing to have conversations, and I don't go around labeling people as fascist and racist and Nazis just because I disagree with them.
Just at
least understand what my political views are. Listen, I'm not going to be blamed for what everyone in that company has to say. Anyone in that company has to say.
The head of that company?
We are supposed to judge people based on individuals. He did not go around calling Charlie Kirk a fascist and a Nazi.
That you don't have good reasoning skills. If it's the case that you think, oh my God, you can't be calling people Nazis. You can't be calling people Nazis.
I know it's calling you Nazi. Why are you making that up? You're just making it up. You're just making it up. We're all the same. That's how simple-minded you are. You're all the same. Okay, then everyone on the right is just like Dylan Roof.
All right, let me bring in. I want to bring in Cornell West. I want to bring in Cornell. Please let Cornell come in now. He's been waiting very patiently. Cornell, welcome back to Uncensored, where things are getting incendiary quite quickly. I think the overriding point I would make about the debate we've just been hearing between Andrew and Anna is that there is little doubt to me that the constant rhetoric on the left, the woke left, let me be specific to where I think a lot of the blame lies.
Hold on 1 second, guys. Sorry. Oh. I gotta grab my protein shake real quick. Oh. I'm back. Gotta finish these bad boys off. Oh. Waste of bicep curls if I don't get the teen in me. The little protein.
Since Donald Trump came into power in 2016, has been this relentless use of the phrases Hitler, Nazis, fascists about Trump and about Trump supporters. And the problem with constantly saying this as a group, as the woke left have done for 9 years now, is that eventually it permeates down to young, impressionable minds who genuinely believe.
I haven't been to the grocery store in months because this delivery service offers hundreds of high-quality,
that it is their mission to stop America from being taken over by the new Nazis or the new fascists or the new Hitler. And that leads to the kind of thing we saw with Charlie Kirk. Do you agree that this language, this relentless, in my view, woeful misuse, particularly of the word Nazi, towards Trump and his supporters, this is part of the problem?
Well, I think part of the deeper problem, though, Brother Pierce, is that the organized greed and weaponized hatred and routinized indifference toward the vulnerable has come together in such a way that it has eroded the sources of character formation, so that integrity, honesty, decency, and self-critical sensibilities of individuals and groups is more and more disappearing. So you end up with crime, because hatred itself is promiscuous, just like greed. Just like indifference toward the suffering of others. It's promiscuous. It will lie with the left, right, center. It lies with Christians. It lies with Muslims. It lies with Jews. It lies with Buddhists. It lies with Hindus. And human beings were so wretched in the first place. If we don't undergo some kind of spiritual and moral cultivation, we end up falling back on greed and hatred and indifference. And I mean, the American empire at this moment is one in which the lethal combination of the hatred and the greed and the indifference generates very much the exchange that we just saw. You see, this brother right here says, well, all leftists want to see me dead. Well, I'm a leftist. I don't want to see you dead. I'm a Christian.
You call Trump's administration a neo-fascist movement, you lunatic. You people have gone out
You're
of
absolutely
your way.
right.
You have gone out of your way.
Let me make the case. Let me make the case. Let me make the case. Will you allow me to speak, brother? Come on.
Dude, this is what I'm saying. I hope I'm not being too preachy, but bro, this is what I'm talking about. If Cornell West actually thinks Trump is a fascist, That is 100% a fair conversation to have. Andrew Wilson, come on, let's do better.
Man, come on. No, you haven't made the case. If you think I made the case, then you're not in dialogue.
You just said this brother over here said this.
You're very, very different, brother Charlie, man. You're very different than Charlie, though, man. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, it's rhetoric for the people like you that got that man killed, sir.
No. There's such a thing as neo-fascists. But Pierce, why you have a brother on who's not going to allow nobody to speak, man? We're just wasting time. If all you're interested in is making your money, and you bring this brother on it, and nobody can say a word, and we can't even mourn Brother Charlie passing. I had dialogues with Brother Charlie. This brother's going to say, oh, this kumbaya and so forth. No, Charlie was made in the image of a loving and mighty God. I believe that. I say my prayers for Sister Erica and the kids, because this brother wants to trash my Christian sensibility. And look at him laughing now. It's a joke, man. Pierce, it's not worth it.
Is Charlie Kirk part of the neo-fascist movement? Is he part of your neo-fascist movement?
This brother.
Yeah.
When Charlie himself says that he is against Civil Rights Act, does that make him a proponent of Jim Crow? When he calls Martin Luther King Jr. an awful human being and a scumbag? I'm critical of that. I am critical of that. You're absolutely right, Brother Wilson. You're absolutely right. But if all you're going to do is be arrogant, you're arrogant just like the so-called.
Man, God, come on, Andrew Wilson. Come on. Oh, Junior Coltrane's up in the chat. What's up, lover? You stirring trouble up in here? The guilty blacks guy doesn't want to be held responsible for the words he said. Bro, he can this is a bad argument. This is a losing battle. To say that if anyone has ever said they think Donald Trump is a fascist, then they contributed to Charlie Kirk's death. That is so sloppy and dumb.
All leftists you're talking about. But Pierce, you making your money, brother. Go on and make your money, man.
It's all about making money.
This brother right here is part of the problem. This other brother who has a deep connection to Charlie, he's willing to at least listen. But this brother's not willing to listen.
Can you sit down? I would like you to remain part of the debate.
This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. He's smoking his cigarettes with his arrogant self. Come on, man.
Actually, a good call there. We've got this is cigarette number 6. So thank you for pointing that out, Cornell West.
Dialogue at all.
Surely you're not going to walk out in a debate about dialogue.
Go on and make your money, man.
Right. Well, there's a kind of farcical to quit a debate where we're literally debating about the importance of free speech and being able to listen to each other's opinions, which seems to me completely insane. Anyway, we've lost Cornell West for now. Maybe we'll get him back. Well, Andrew Wilson referred to Destiny's insane tweets a little earlier, which were disavowed by Anna Kasparian. Well, Destiny joins us now. Destiny, you've...
Okay, so we're caught up. All right, guys. So we're not going down the rabbit hole of fucking looking at more Charlie Kirk evidence and stuff. I've done that like every night since it happened. I'm beat. I'm beat. We can I don't know when we're gonna go over more of that because there's more to talk about. Maybe it'd be good to let some more stuff develop for a few days and we'll come back to it, because as far as I know, every day I feel more and more confident with my not my theory, but with the theory I align with. I'm more and more confident with it. Every day it looks sketchier and sketchier. Now, Kash Patel came out today saying that there was a manifesto note written by the shooter, and they swear they had it, but it got destroyed. So, yeah, it's just every day the FBI is just looking better and better, guys. Gotta love Kash Patel. Scott Starboard, lover, thank you for still being in here. You know what, Scott, I do need to assign at least like one more mod, so you don't feel obligated that you have to stay up until midnight to mod my channel, bro. I know I've been going way too late. What do you say? DMS, in a world where people on both sides of the aisle are responsible and rational, you're absolutely right, but leftists are mental patients. Yeah, but my problem is, Scott, this is similar to the argument Destiny makes with assigning blame on Trump for the insurrection, where I feel like it is possible. I won't even I'll give Destiny credit here. I don't feel like we know enough to really be in the mind of Trump, and this is what he says we've established. He knows what Trump's intentions were. And so that's why he says it's an insurrection. And then he uses his evidence is a good portion of Destiny's evidence for his argument for Trump causing the insurrection is all of the charged political language that he used. And I just feel like this is a slippery slope to go down. And Scott, you obviously know, I don't think it was like just an organic shooting that happened. One crazy leftist flipped out and climbed a building and shot Charlie Kirk. Which, by the way, while I have my Twitter pulled up anyway, bro, this is the round. Check this out. I reposted this on my Twitter. Check this fucking video out. This is a guy. Fuck. I got to get you guys on this tab before I full screen it or I get locked out here. Okay. This is a guy. I said we weren't going to go down the rabbit hole of this stuff, but here we go. I'm only showing this because I just ran across this. Elbows down, asses up. What's up? What's up? Welcome. That sounds fun. You got a fun name. Manifesto, interesting. Yeah, they said he had a manifesto, but it got destroyed. Mod me. Bro, you know what? Stick around a while. But Scott Starbird, we're mods for each other's channels, so you know that I only have one at the moment. But is this a pro Destiny crowd? What? I don't even like to box anybody like that. I mean, it's give and take, bro. Sometimes on the nights when I cover Destiny stuff, we'll have quite a few pro Destiny people get up in the chat. But bro, for real, the chat's open to whatever. We're all I guess on the average night where this chat probably leans a little bit more conservative. But I really try to keep it open, bro. I got problems with both sides, major problems. So don't be shy. Destiny unironically should be sent to El Salvador after his debate performance on Piers Morgan. I kind of agree with that. Okay, so let's take a look at this. Now, this is like I was saying, the FBI story. I feel more and more every day by day, it's becoming more and more retarded. So this is a guy's using ballistic gel with a, what was it? He's going to say it like a resin skull. Basically, this is a fake human head that's supposed to be anatomically similar. Let's just take a look. This is, if you go look what round they are claiming was shot at Charlie Kirk, it's a 30-06. So this guy's video, he does a 30-06 versus ballistic gel head. This was done on September 14th. Now, I don't know. I'll have to see when this was originally uploaded. I wonder if this guy did this because of Charlie Kirk. I'm really not sure, but that might be what this guy's getting at here. Here, let me get rid of the fucking cigarette counter. We aren't watching Andrew Wilson anymore. Fuck, I'm clicking around on tabs. Okay, here we go. Let me full screen it. So again, guys, this is the round that the FBI claims Kirk was shot with. After seeing this video, I just don't see how you could even bring yourself to agree with that. But let's go ahead.
So today on Dual Liberty Firearms, we're going to be showing you what a 30-06 does to a ballistics gel skull. So we have a realistic human head here made with ballistics gelatin and a resin skull.
Well, okay, so I don't want to go too hard in the paint. I was a little bit aggressive the other night, but again, please, guys, get in there. If you have, I want to be able to actually talk about this and figure out what actually happened, okay? So elbows down, asses up. He said, it's important to know, although no one is really saying that it wasn't a direct shot to his neck, it was a ricochet off of his body armor. So elbows, we established this last night. There are pictures, well, there's still shots from the Charlie Kirk footage before he got shot, where he's sitting there and you can see his nipples through the white shirt. And also when he first comes out and he's throwing the hats out to the audience, as he's throwing, you can literally see his back muscles through his shirt and his nipple. Now, if I should go ahead and say we also found out that there's an article. What? I can bring it up right now for you. Actually, let me X out of this. I have it on my Twitter. Hold on a second. Those iron nips, yeah, bro. That's the Temu nipple vest, exactly. Yeah. And Dutch Duke said they absorb. Well, we've had some people that have claimed maybe it's plates, but let me show you guys this just so we're all on the same page and you guys know why I think what I think. Let me get to my profile and I can did I reply? Why can't I find this? Okay. Here we go. It should take me right to the article. Yeah, here we go. Okay, let me get you guys on. It took me to another tab. Here we go. So this is an article on News Nation. So scroll down and we have to thank Scott Starbird for this because we were debating this last night on the stream and Scott got us right to it. He sent me the link to it. So this is again News Nation. 33 hours to find Charlie Kirk's suspected. Hold on. Killer. No sleep. Go to work. So you scroll down. You can read all about whatever they know. Funeral. Played a big role. What charges will Tyler Robinson face? Keep scrolling down. Was Charlie Kirk wearing body armor? Speculation has run rampant. I'm reading now. Speculation has run rampant about whether Kirk, who faced protests and threats as he made campus appearances, if he was wearing a bulletproof vest under his T-shirt. Etnan said the Utah County Sheriff confirmed Kirk was not wearing body armor. Not that it would have made a difference in Wednesday's shooting. So just for the record, that according to this reporter who talked to the sheriff said Charlie Kirk was not wearing body armor. So that really, I think we have enough by my standards, given that we saw the nipples and the back muscles. Also, his shirt just looked like it was tight on his skin, guys. I mean, you can't hide a 1/4 inch of steel plate under a shirt that easy. But all that combined with the fact that we do have it confirmed by a reporter that the sheriff said there's no body armor, I think that's flushed. And then if you throw that out, let's talk about it. If we are really, and by my standards, that's the body armor thing is bullshit. There's no way I'm gonna at this point. I don't know what evidence I'd have to see to believe that was the case. But anyway, I've thrown that out the window. So when you say, okay, sheriff said there's no body armor, you see the nipples, I don't think he had a plate. So if he was shot from 200 yards away, and I'm about to show you this video showing how the human body reacts to getting shot with a 30-06. Even without that, I think I have enough to say someone shot from 200 yards away here in the neck. If it makes an entrance wound that fucking big, it's going to come out the other side, put blood splatter and a hole through the tent. And if you really want to go there, I can show you the tent. There's different people took videos walking behind the tent after Kirk got taken out. There's no hole in the tent. So that round, if it was shot straight across, would have gone straight through his neck. At that angle and trajectory, there's no bone there. He wouldn't have even touched his spine. It would have just gone straight through the mushy tissue. So anyway, let's get back. Let's take a look at this ballistic video because this I feel like is very interesting. Not that I even feel like I need it at this point, but okay. So let me drop that. I got to be careful with Twitter because you never know what's on here. Okay, here we go.
All right. So today on Dual Liberty Firearms, we're going to be showing you what a 30-06 does to a ballistics gel skull. So we have a realistic human head here made with ballistics gelatin and a resin skull, and it's got a filling in there. So hopefully you'll be able to see what happens.
Bro, you guys think the FBI has the right round? You think they got the right rifle? Look, the Charlie Kirk death, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful here, it was pretty gruesome and brutal, but this is not what it was. We didn't see this happen. Dude, this is the round the FBI is claiming hit Charlie Kirk. This is bullshit. How many yards away? Hold on a second. Not that even it doesn't even matter how there 200 versus what? This guy's using a scope to shoot this. He has to at least be 50 yards or something, and the delay too. You can hear the delay. This guy has to be at least like 50 to 100 yards away. No way 100 yards or so is going to slow the bullet down enough to not blow his fucking head off of his shoulders if he was hit with this.
All right, so now we're going to throw it in about a 10% slow-mo for you. This is going to look super cool. Now,
Incredible. That is crazy.
What happened was when the 30-06 projectile hit the head, I had predicted it would go through the front side and just blow a big hole in the back side. But what actually happened was the large projectile of the 30-06 went through the skull and impacted all the liquid blood that I had on the inside. Now that had created a shockwave inside of the head that had literally blown the head to pieces. There was not much left to it when it was all said and done, you know. So I do have to say that all in all, 30-06 versus human head, amazing result. More coming at you, every caliber I can get.
I rest my case. I rest my case for the evening. Well, guys, you know what? I'm heartbroken by what happened to Charlie Kirk. I didn't know him, and I didn't agree with him a lot, but it's fucked up, and I am, maybe I'm way out of my place, way out of my league here, but, I want to know what actually happened, and I don't trust the FBI, and more, day by day, I just don't know, guys. I don't know. Our government has been hijacked. They look scared. We have to liberate our government. I think intentions, wasn't that you who put, and I agree, Trump and Kash Patel especially with these press briefings looks like he sees a sniper with a red dot on him. He looks terrified, quite honestly. All right, guys. It's late. My brain's fried, guys. I've been looking at this stuff too much, and I have not been getting enough sleep. I got to get the fuck out of here. But guys, thank you so much. Thank you for the support and everything, really. Please hit the like button if you haven't already. I'm seriously fighting algorithms on here every night. It's been a really slow build with my channel here. I've gotten deleted a couple times. This is my third page. So we're trying to do things the right way, and it's a struggle. So anyways, I will be on again tomorrow night. I do 5, anyone new around here, just for the record, I do 5 nights a week, bare minimum. I usually go on around 8 p.m. Eastern time. Then on Sunday, I'll do Sunday Run Day live and maybe an ice bath too. If you guys want to watch me shiver and scream, I do that. And I got parody songs and stuff on my YouTube channel. The spicy ones that get deleted, those go over to my Twitter and Rumble. So yeah, I got a lot of different shit on my page. So feel free to check it out. Comment, let me know what you like. I'm going to try to get some more parody songs in this year. You know what? I did that smash hit Kanye West song, and I just pretty much been, in terms of parody songs, I fucking put my feet up. I've just been streaming and doing this shit. But we'll get back to it at some point. All right, guys. Again, thank you for the support. I'll see you guys tomorrow night by 8 o'clock. Scott Starbird, my dude, my mod. He click on his channel here and sub. He's live at 6 o'clock. He's also 6 p.m. Eastern. Monday through Thursday he goes live. And Scott's chat is pretty similar. Scott is very much open to having dialogue about all this shit. We're not just on here to fucking, suck off Donald Trump or something. So please Feel free to join us in the conversation. Tomorrow night's lineup is Scott at 6 p.m. Eastern. Then Alex Stein goes live at 7. And then I'll be live at 8 o'clock. And then I'll also be in Bubba Army chat in the morning, starting at 6 a.m. Eastern to 10. So, yeah, lovers, I'll see you then. Everybody take it easy. Love you.